Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right at the South Bend. On the wheels.
On the food to get your information. For the food to be fine. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to the spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to the spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to the spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to the spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to the spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. If you eat kepa, credential, my brother, to the spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. You want to get a news update, to the spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, I do.
TV.
Yes, I do.
Spoon, spoon TV. Spoon,
Ba-da-ba-de-ba-de-ba. Kidi-di-di-di-da-ba-do.
spoon entertainment.
Kua. Kua, go to there. Kua, go to there.
For the food to get your information. For the food to be
Yes, I do.
spoon,
Yes, I do.
Maureen Johnson, Uncle Fanny, Uncle Rondo Kuya Uncle Julie Buye, Uncle Alice Ben, Uncle Sokan Jeremiah, Uncle Deputy Speaker, Uncle Speaker, Uncle Sekou Cannon, Uncle Prince Quenan, Uncle Asa Bani, Uncle Elias, Uncle Neke Gay, Uncle Dosi, Uncle Prince To, Uncle Uncle Siafa Boto,
This morning or the afternoon?
No comment.
Why can't so? Why?
My family say I shouldn't say anything. No comment. I got the original constitution in my bag, and we still serving living who signed the constitution. I got no comment. I've been here for 42 years as a lawyer. The court will say what they got to say.
Yesterday, April 23, 2025, the Supreme Court of Liberia, our nation's highest arbiter of justice, delivered its ruling on the Bill of Information relating to the ongoing impasse in the House of Representatives. As President of this Republic, I acknowledge the ruling of the Supreme Court. However, we must all note that the House of Representatives' problem remains unresolved. Accordingly, My government has already initiated broad consultations with the relevant national stakeholders to determine the most appropriate and constitutionally sound path forward. We have actively involved our traditional and other national leaders in addressing the matter. In doing so, we remain fully committed to preserving the sanctity of our democracy, the principle of three separate or coordinate branches of government. Fellow Liberians, our Constitution and the Supreme Court have defined what constitutes a quorum for the conduct of business in the legislature. We intend to vigorously uphold this vital principle of our constitutional democracy. We will continue to work with a quorum that will ensure the full functioning of our government. Over the past months, we have watched with growing concern as the division in the House of Representatives remains unresolved, undermining public confidence in our most vital democratic institutions. Tragically, we have also witnessed the torching of the Capitol building, a national symbol of democracy, by arsonists intent on sowing chaos and discord. Today, we received report of acts of vandalism intended to desecrate the dignity of our public institutions and buildings. The police are investigating. Let me be clear, under our leadership, the government of Liberia would not be held by narrow interests or acts of lawlessness. The work of governance will continue, and nothing will distract us from our duty to serve the Liberian people. We are a country governed by laws, not by mobs or self-serving ambition. Those who undermine peace, violate the law, or seek to disrupt national harmony will face the full force of the law and justice. To all Liberians, I urge you to go about your daily life.
Just to tell you that the area is not functioning, as you heard, there's the area and the place locked, and there's a facility, as you can see here, it's not being used for the past time. And
but they bring water, but up to now we're not understanding the water system.
Okay.
The water not coming. They're not coming on time. And all the community they're crying. And they made our head, they rat our head. Make it be my own water, all the people, water, all the body. They just can't collect money they eat, and the last war, they not water not nowhere. Imagine daybreak, you see people can be in a land, no water coming. Maybe they can't suppose them they can't, but they can't.
So you mean since the people dedicated the facility, it's just very difficult for you to
get difficult from water can land one more water they can today on the 1 week. Well, you can say no water. It's water, the way they bring water should be on stand. If they not want bring water, let the take totally. But you will not come to wrap a oil on my ball, and people say yeah they bring water and not come on time.
Okay. I will start with the water system.
All right.
The pump is malfunction. When water coming, you will need 10 minutes before a cup to get a cup of water. And I know how it's supposed to be. And when they go back to Monrovia, they tell him, oh, with Gabriel, the country is happy, the country. It's a big lie. It's not, nobody is happy here. You see, if the water running, you see, inside dry, no.
Firstly, I want to say the Liberian government, thank you so much for what. But the issue here is the problem that we're facing, which are the challenges that we're facing, is that we are pumping the water, but the pumping of the water is very slow. So I think I may likely tell the government of Liberia to make sure that they should help us in the process, how the contractors should come back and to try and to dig well or to redig the well so that we can able to get enough water.
To get your information, to the food to be
Oh yes, spoon to spoon to be part of our discussion, to know what is happening in Liberia, to know what's happening in the different sectors, to get the views, the analysis, the news, the updates, the breaking news, to engage with the policymakers. Just spoon to spoon. I'd like to say welcome to another edition of the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We're here live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1. Many thanks to our partner radio stations across the country that are always relaying the program. Thanks to Trust FM in Bomi County, Premier FM in Bong, Trend Radio in Grand Cruz, Radio Yalaman in Seclipi, Nimba County, and all the other radio stations that are most times relay the program even without telling us. We appreciate you for making sure that Liberians are informed irrespective of where they are. Thanks to the thousands of you across the world who make up time to join us as well, whether by means of Facebook, Spoon TV. Sincere apologies that we're not streaming live on Fabric TV and Super TV tonight. I want to appreciate all of you who join us by by means of the social media. Thanks to our audience on YouTube as well. Our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. In case you're following us on Facebook, but you're not following us on YouTube, kindly go there to YouTube. Just subscribe to our YouTube handle, Spoon Talk Live. In case you're not on Facebook with us, but you're watching on YouTube, you can always join us on Facebook by just searching Spoon TV. So thanks for joining us. We're here tonight. It's going to be a very great conversation, a lot to talk about. And so let's hope we can have the best interaction here tonight. Let me welcome a few of you joining us. My name is Nelson Collier. I want to welcome our folks joining us by means of social media. Interestingly, for the radio audience, I can see you. I don't get to see you guys, but I know a lot of you across the country are listening right now, and I want to thank all of you for joining us. Let me welcome a few people joining us tonight. Moses Momolu is here. Thank you for joining us. Please, as you join us tonight, please share the show. Kindly share the program in your different group chats across your social media handles. Please share the show. Let's have a great conversation tonight. Ruth Goba. Yes, my Ruth, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you for coming on. I see Bill Gay. Bill Gay. Not Bill Gates, but Bill Gay. As in Anthony Gay. Bill Gay says he's joining us from Old Road. That's Old Road, Congo Town. Thank you for joining us. Victoria Morgan. That's Victor Morgan. Thank you for joining us as well. Pennsylvania. The Incredible Trans. Yeah, Ernest Baynard. That's my own guy. Thank you for joining us tonight. I see William B. Morris is here. You're watching by means of Facebook. Thank you for coming on. MCB. That's what I see here. He says that's good. Thank you for joining us tonight. I see a lot of you coming on. David Colley is here as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. I see Grable Monk. Grable Monk, thanks for joining us tonight. Eric McGill. I see James B. and Bana. James B. and Bana. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want to welcome all of you to this edition of the program, the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. It's a good thing that we're here tonight to talk Liberia, to discuss the issues. Ambassador Atama, God Power Harding is joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you tonight for coming on. Jerry Sisse is joining us tonight from where? Kolahun Hospital. That's where you're joining us from. Thank you. Kindly share the program as you come on tonight. I see Richard Cabo. Richard Cabo. Thank you for joining us. Jerry Savvy is coming in tonight as well. Thank you for coming on. I see Wendell Weir is joining us from West Point, the township of West Point. Thank you for coming on. Dennis Doba is joining us as well. I see Sam Masakwe joining in. And thank you from Red Light, the commercial district of Red Light, one of the biggest, if not the biggest commercial district in the country. Thank you for joining us. David Piley is in tonight. He says, I'm enjoying the show. Look, David, we haven't started yet. I kindly share the show. It's going to be a great conversation tonight. I see Honorable Say is here as well. Say is joining us from First Street in St. Paul. Thank you for joining us tonight. I see the old man Bert De Noir is joining us as well. The man who faces problem with his computer, the link how to get on the show, and when he manages and get on the show for the first time in 1 month, then that's okay. But we appreciate you as well for joining us tonight. Mr. Bert De Noir, thank you for joining us. David Polly says he's joining from Gatineau. Bobby Dennis, Bill Gay, all of you joining in tonight. I appreciate you. I, Prince Kamara, thank you for joining in. Kindly share the show, guys, as you join us tonight. Let's have a great conversation. There's a lot happening across the country, and we're gonna have a conversation tonight. Why the rest of the guys will be joining in? Let me start by providing you some of the updates. What are the happenings? What are the unfoldings? What are the issues? What's going on in the country? What are Liberians talking about? And what exactly are the issues making it up in the news? Well, it's going to be a great conversation tonight, but let me start up with let me begin with this. Now, most of you are aware that recently, I mean quite recently, there was this situation with the medical practitioner, or the man thought to be, or impersonating as a medical practitioner, Dr. Peter George, whose credential came on a questioning, went on and performed lots of surgeries and all of that. Information is that some of the patients on whom he performed the surgery lost their lives in the process. It was a very terrible one. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council took siege of the matter. They're investigating, but as per the preliminary investigation, they revoked his medical credential, and further investigation is going on. One of the victims, who happens to be a businessman in Nimba County, and a lot of other people have now come to speak out, since in fact the relevant authority has gotten involved. This man is being investigated by the Dental Medical and Dental Council. Action is now being taken, and this thing has come to the public glare. Some of those who were victims, who thought that it was just a normal thing, the normal medical practice, where you take your patient to the hospital, and once it's a surgery, it's a procedure, there's 50 chance. The chance is that 50%, that person could survive, 50% you could lose the person or whatever. So some of the people who were silent decided to hold back, or decided to let go, on grounds that, oh, maybe this is this is something that just happened. It's part of the medical thing. Some of those people have now come to speak out. They are voicing their grievances. One of them happened to be a businessman, and he's saying that he lost his wife in the hands of this quote-unquote medical practitioner, this doctor who was performing surgery. We're going to put some of the photos up tonight on the show, but he said he is not taking this lightly. Now, so why the dental council, the medical and dental council, is still investigating this thing? The CDC had a press conference yesterday. The youth league of the CDC, spearheaded by Ivan Wisse of the CDC. And at that press conference, the stalwarts, or the group of young people who had the press conference, went on to link the vice president to what happened with the man. This guy who's carrying on his surgery and all of that, trying to link the vice president with him to what happened. Went on to link Yeke Sekui, who happens to be his son, to the vice president, and now he's now at the LPRC. And so, following the press conference, Yeke Sekui, a one-time candidate in District 10, Montserrat County, talked to the social media today to say that he is going to file a lawsuit against Ivan Wisse, but not just Ivan Wisse, but all the other people who were at that press conference. Let me bring Mobile on. I see Mobile is in a new environment. Oh, okay. I saw the environment like a new environment. But Mobile, is good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you.
Welcome to the show. So, yes, just quickly, let me just get done with the update, then we can get started. But Mobile, I believe you followed the CDC press conference. They had the youth when this medical practitioner, this guy who is believed to be a doctor, carried on multiple surgeries in the country. A lot of people lost their lives. So many people kept quiet, thinking that it was just, the regular thing that will happen with medical facilities and stuff like that. The CDC Youth League had a press conference that the vice president is linked to it, to what happened with this gentleman. Just similar allegations that Henry Costa had made. And so Yeke Sekui, who happens to be the son to the vice president, is saying that he's going to file a lawsuit because he sees it as a way of damaging, in the name of politics, damaging his reputation, damaging the reputation of the vice president. And this is something he's worked for over the years. So he says he's not taking this lightly. It's not the regular CDC versus Unity Party politics. If somebody goes or takes onto the social media and says, this person who has been sponsoring this doctor to carry on surgery, to extract human parts and all those kinds of things, that's a grave allegation. And he said he's not taking it lightly. So we're going to have some conversation around that. How did we get here in the first place that this thing has been happening for some time, Moba? It's been happening for some time. What has been the role of the Medical and Dental Council? How effective, how robust is the Liberia Medical and Dental Council? How come we have people in the country working at health facilities across the country who are not licensed? Some of them, their licenses have expired, but they're still conducting surgery. Moba, you follow closely with the JFK, not that JFK, but the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital. The young man who had how do you call it? Hernia, they have a scientific name or whatever for it. But this male, very well. He went at the facility. He was pretty good, but because he had a status abroad, his mom wanted this surgery to be done before he leaves the country. She didn't want her son to go out. A very bright young man. Bright young man. Went at the health facility. Surgery was conducted. This time around, not with this quote-unquote doctor who is now on the spotlight for performing multiple surgeries that took the lives of so many people, but in this case, we're talking about the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital. The man went there, the young man, his mother, they went there, performed the surgery, whatever happened. In fact, even before they could perform the surgery, the young man died. Dental council got involved, and the different reports started to surface. It later got discovered that this doctor or whoever that performed the surgery, his license had expired as of the time he was performing the surgery. And then we get to a point where we're asking the critical question, Amoba, as to how robust, how effective is the medical and dental council in making sure that these malpractices are minimized. You know, that we don't have a frequency of these kinds of medical malpractices that are putting the lives of the ordinary people at risk. This is something that has to do with every single citizen of the country. Someone may argue that, oh, the ministers and maybe top officials of government are not taking treatments here, they're not doing surgeries here, but how about the ordinary person down there who doesn't have the finances, you know, and stuff like that? So that's one thing. So there's a lawsuit, he says, coming up. We will make some analysis around that. But on the flip side, Moba, you must have followed closely this particular story. And I want to put the photo up while I provide this particular update. I want to put the photo up while I provide this particular update. Now, the man in the middle, the photo on the screen there, the man, courtesy of the Liberian investigator. The man in the middle there happens to be the former aide to the former Minister of Finance, Samuel Twe. And this story is a big one. It's a very big story. His name is Cletus Noah. He's a former aide to Liberia's former finance minister, Samuel Twe. This gentleman, information is that he was found dead on the 4th of May under unclear circumstances. Now, but why this is happening, following this discovery, his brother, who happens to be Chin Tozo, reportedly sent a threatening message, WhatsApp message, to the chief of staff in the office of former President George Weah, Mr. Eugene Nangbe, the man in the black suit on your left, Moba, sent a threatening message to Mr. Eugene Nangbe, reportedly linking Eugene Nangbe and Samuel Twe, who happened to be the former boss of his brother, to the death of this particular man in the middle, Noah. And so when this thing broke out, especially after the brother to this man in the middle sent that message to Mr. Eugene Nangwe, then he became concerned. Next thing is, he wrote the police, asking the police to immediately investigate the situation, especially the aspect that has to do with the allegation against him by the brother of this man who served as aide to the ex-finance minister, Samuel Twe. And the reason why Eugene Nangwe took this very seriously is because he thinks that the allegation against him by the brother of Cletus Noah is damaging. It's damaging to his reputation, and it's a threat to him as an individual. It poses threat to his personal safety, and that's why he called the Liberia National Police to investigate the situation. So 3 persons in that particular photo, as you see there, Moba.
Yep.
The deceased, the man who served as aide to former Finance Minister Samuel Twe in the middle, the man who has been accused of having a link to the death of this man in the middle by the brother of this the deceased individual. There's a Eugene Nangwe on the other side. And of course, the reason why you see the IG photo here is because Eugene Nangwe then contacted the Liberia National Police to immediately investigate this particular situation. But why are we here in the first place? And I think at this point, and thanks to the Liberian investigator for breaking this particular story. But I think at this point, this is not just about another mysterious death, Mora. This is not just about another situation where somebody woke up one day and saw their brother, the lifeless the lifeless body of their brother somewhere, and they're concerned. No, but there are grave allegations here, and there are lots of concerns that are being raised, especially with everything that's happening here. We're gonna make some analysis around this.
Thank you.
Some analysis around this.
Okay.
But Mobile, we can do our opening.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
we don't have the luxury of time. You know, tomorrow and Sunday we gotta
go into topic. We
gotta go to church and all of that.
Yeah.
So let's get into the conversation tonight. I want us to start from let's start from the conversation with the medical practitioner. We will end up on this conversation, the allegation, the death of the aide to former Finance Minister Samuel Twe, and all the different things that are hanging around it. We'll make some analysis around that. But let's start from here, Moba. What do you think is happening here? This medical practitioner, Peter George, he conducted multiple surgeries, but now he's being brought down. And the information is that so many people were victims. So many lives were lost. How did we get here in the first place? That this man has been operating his health facility in the Gardensville area for that long. And the Medical and Dental Council did not track this man down until now. What does it say about the health system of our country? I want us to start from there before coming to the CDC press conference and the lawsuit thing that Yeke Suku is coming up with. I mean, what's your take? Let's bring Famole on. Welcome to the show.
Thank
you very much, Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you for this very important topics, and thank you to our many listeners around the globe. Look, it's very important. Nelson, if I tell you that 2022, I lost one of my BCs in Liberia on operation. You don't believe it. Right in the Cali hospital. And up to date, as I'm speaking to you, I can feed it. I will send you some picture, for me and her in your inbox or in our good guy you see, Nelson. We were so close to the extent that we never used to hide anything from each other. I'm making a premise to come to that. Then I call a lot of people who faking when it comes to medical issues, be a medical person, nursing. I think it's killing our country. And my business, they call Sis Fatu, she passed away when she wanted to get breath. When they did an operation on her, the baby lived, but she died. And it's not even only her. Another friend, even Raymond, our brother Raymond, who on the show. His business stuff died on the same stuff, which of course I know. Nursing. So these things happening in Liberia every day. And it started doing Mala Eddie Joseph Sally regime. It come close, it passed by Joshua regime, and now in Joseph Yima Baka regime. And let me say, kudos to Martin Colley. You know, sometimes when I say Martin Colley, is doing a very, very extremely job, very excellent. Trying to check some of these people, diplomat, credential, and other stuff is important because look, nursing. We all understand we're living in a very open society. We're living in a society where everything now you go on Google, you type my name, it will come up. It will come up. My name will come up. So if I trying to add something on my name, and if I get those things to add to my resume and I just lie on them, you think it will not follow me? It will follow me in nursing. That's how it happening in our medical system in Liberia. Medical, when it comes to health issues, it has something for you to drop with. Because one mistake, you can kill 1 million people. One mistake. Ain't looking at if you're building a house, you make a mistake on the plumbing job, you can go and damage and repair them, and you say, yes, okay, I get it. It's not looking at human body. So, nursing, there's a lot of things that are going on in our country. And we should get kudos to Martin Colley for doing some very thorough investigation. Some of us, we don't know all the book. But if they will get our degree, when you check it out, it will be there. Because we're not going to say one body, I won't know. We're going through the process. But nursing, the people see Liberia vulnerable. There is no way you can be able to screen somebody when it comes to academic performance. Like, okay, you know what? Before you do this, let us do a background check. Let us do a background investigation. What the entity you graduated from? What's your ID number? Let us make the information, or let us contact your school to give us information about you. We live in a modern world, nursing. But again, let me say this. This government, I will say kudos to this government for one reason. Because half of these things that are coming up, action have been taken. The board revoked his license. And now, he a wanted person. The government now, or the entity now, sending him to court. Or the veterans sending him to court. So that he can go justify nursing. You know how many people die on a daily basis for common mistake? Today I'm sitting here. Sometimes I say, God, when my business was in the country, she will never come down. But they went to do surgery on her. She died. The baby survived. Our brother Raymond, it happened to him. One day you're coming and explain his side. So nursing, I think the entire fake degree when it comes to saving life, when it comes to the medical era. Look, I think the government needs to carry on a very thorough vetting. The entity itself, the one that can't tell you, say, okay, you bring up your lesson and we accept you. People now faking lessons right around the world, people buying lessons. We live in the 21st century that full of a lot of different technology that sometimes people will sit there and do things. And people will say, okay, you know what? This is right. But when you go beyond the beyond, then you'll be like, okay, yeah, I realize that this person is lying. This person's credential is fake. And that's what Martin Colley is doing. I'm going to give kudos to Martin Colley. Martin Colley is doing a similar job that our government need to be doing. Nancy?
Mama, lots of questions here in the first place. How long have this individual operated for? Now, it's a good thing. Now, the Medical and Dental Council we're talking about was not funded just today. It's not a case where you say, once there was a change of regime, they take all the people that are in the Medical and Dental Council, then they bring new people there. Okay, maybe we want to go back to the young man, a promising young man who lost his life at the county hospital in what is believed to be a minor surgery. Why are we still at this point? how robust is the medical and dental council? Now, I want to go through some of the different angles of this particular thing. So, right on the screen here is the gentleman believed to be the medical practitioner.
Yeah.
So that relab you see there is done by, or was done by, one of the victims, the husband of one of the victims.
Yeah.
All right. And this is what he wrote: my beloved wife died during childbirth after she was operated on by Dr. Peter George. He initiated and completed the operation before departing the hospital. After few weeks, my wife left the baby with us in tears.
Yes.
I knew something wasn't right. Now,
wasn't right.
This is one of the victims here. And I know for every time this man look around, he sees that child, he remembers. And the man is saying at the end of the write-up that though he's not a medical practitioner, and mother, sometimes it's difficult to fight something that you don't understand. But he said something in him told him that something was not right.
Of course, instant, yeah.
Something didn't go right. Okay, so let's just end up. So let's go to what the dental council is saying here. This is the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. The public is hereby informed that the medical license of Dr. Peter Matthew George has been revoked by the Liberia Medical and Dental Council due to fraudulent credentials. Mr. Peter George has also been removed as the president of the Liberia
Medical and Dental
Association. The council has subsequently commissioned a robust credential audit.
Found detail in the below documents.
You know, so what we're getting from here, Francis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nelson.
This man was not just another medical person around here, but this man, according to the very Liberia Medical and Dental Council, Dr. Peter George was the president of the Liberia Medical and Dental Association. So how did we get here? So this is one of the leaders from within that organization that we're talking about here.
Yeah. Okay, let me conclude, Nelson. Let me conclude.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nelson, and when I read Martin Collins' post for the past 2 days, I think 1 or 2 days, he said this identical individual is not his real name, Peter Matthew. He stole that identity from us Sevalunians who have been deceived, right? But Nelson, you know how many people in Liberia are victimized? All year sitting here, I'm victimized. I'm one of the victims. So I think, Nelson, if our society, let me say the fact, let me close on this. If you come in the United States, if you're in Liberia, you have a nursing degree. If you come here nursing, even when the people give you the book, the state book, when you pass inside, you got to go through certain things. They can tell you, so that's how they can tell you, you got to go back to school. And that means they're respecting your control, but the procedures, like in this country, is different. The way you will, because when you make one mistake, God forbid, the hospital that you're working in, it takes trouble. That's a $1 million lawsuit.
You know,
before I talk about the individual. So let me conclude. So in Liberia, I think what the entire board of nursing or the health sector need to be doing, if somebody say they graduate, if they can, get a test, quiz them. The man that pre-document to you say, oh, they're passing here, they know too much. They know too much. Because people nowadays faking a lot of degrees. Tell to get what they want to get. They want to go through the proper channels. And more especially, the more dangerous part, you can do any other faking degree, but for you to fake health setup is bad. Because when you make one mistake, you might be die. We all know how many people have gone on the same mistake. We all know. When we try to open the phone line now, nursing, a lot of people will call to that to tell you that they are victims. Their loved ones have been going on the same mistake. I will stop here, my brother. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you about
Family, you want to
people.
come in on this one quickly? You are muted. You want to unmute?
Look, Nelson, what a great show we're going to have tonight, and these are topics that we've been wanting to speak about, and the issue about people in our country that have been glorifying people with big portfolios. This is the country that we have, Liberia. The only thing that triumph and people here in our country is when people learn too many books. In fact, you will notice that in our country, people prioritize people who come from out of the country than people who were school in the country. So at the end result, many of those boys run out and get fake people and come back, and people heal them. But here's the thing. I've read a lot of articles from Martin Corey, some good ones, some bad ones, some terrible ones, and some disgusting ones. But in the end, they were all point towards of living or setting a standard for which everybody who's going to work in government, who should occupy public office, should be rated and investigated by. Because in the United States, in developed country, you cannot go for any job without a background check. It will take a couple of days or weeks, even though the system is sophisticated, they will have to do that background check so they can know that and know the person that they're hiring, whether you have any record. So Liberia, we are at a point where people come from other country and they come to our country and we give them, their hospitality is good, but in a sector like the health sector, where the reversible reaction is never consistent. You can't reverse people once the damage is done. It's irreversible. When you go, we have seen instances where somebody went. I'm just saying this for the record. In Liberia, there was this doctor, I'm not calling name, went and removed a kidney of a patient. And he went to a group chat telling your friend, said, damn, my man, this surgery today that I did was not easy. He sent picture in a group chat. He said the tumor was so big, I removed it today, I did the extraction. Little did he know that it was a kidney of a person that he removed. That is the country that we have. Too many people in our country doing guessing work. Too many people in our country do unnecessary chest beating. Too many people in our country get fake paper. And because the country has not reached a level where we don't have enough trained people, but it doesn't mean that we can't get the right people. It better we have the right people that will take that time to treat our people than to get a bunch of people that will come there and put the whole area in disarray. So we stand with the Ministry of Health and we commend all those who doing all of the audits on people who bringing fake paper to the country. I think the government need to set up a committee or set up a department to deal with that kind of a thing. It's better for you to live in honesty than for you to carry lies and you go at the end of the day. Look, when we were teaching, I used to tell my students from the nursing school, I used to tell them, I say spying, cheating is the same as killing your patients. Once you start cheating, just know that somebody already start killing already. So this is the country that will have to make sure that people who are coming to that, to that kind of an error. Look, malfeasance in developed country, that man will never ever in his entire life practice medicine again. It's over for him. He'll be prosecuted, and the doctors try. I don't know whether he has reached Liberia, but they have to do something about it. That people who are caught in those kind of quack and quasi, medical practicing, they should be investigated and, if possible, thrown behind bars.
So, but this is where we are with this. Family, this is where we are with this. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council started this investigation. It's far back. And in March, they wrote Dr. Peter George to submit his credential for re-evaluation. So it means that if we are talking about re-evaluation here, it means that Dr. Peter George was already evaluated. He was evaluated previously before giving a license to practice in the country. And the question is, who evaluated Dr. Peter George? Because if he must be evaluated, of course, it has to be from the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. So he was evaluated, giving a license to practice in the country. But not just that. Family. Dr. Peter George went on to serve as the president of the Liberia Medical and Dental Association. Now, in the investigative report, it's going to take me some time to post the entire report up here, but I just want to read from just a portion of this report as posted by the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. I'm reading from their social media handle. Go to Facebook, search Liberia Medical and Dental Council. You're going to see this particular report there. Okay, so let me come to this one here, to this paragraph. It says, you later presented a war verification letter as your proof of obtaining a maiden medical degree from the University of Hertfordshire in the United Kingdom, after which your meeting with the Credential Committee was rescheduled for Friday, April 18, 2025, for evaluation and possible authentication of your award letter. You declined to appear before the Credential Committee on grounds as stated in communication to Dr. Augusta G. Quia, Registrar General for the LMDC. Evaluation of your credential, however, still conducted by the committee based on your documents you presented to them. Of utmost concern is that investigations show that the only university of Hertford, that's Hertfordshire in the United Kingdom, does not currently offer a medical degree. The university is now making plans to commence a medical degree program beginning 2026, at the end of which a Bachelor of Medical, a Bachelor of Medicine, and a Bachelor of Surgery degree will be offered in line with the British medical educational system. Now, this is, I will do my best to put this up, but this is the entity, the institution of government that the Liberian people are depending on. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council.
So, Nelson, they say the moon moves slowly, but before day breaks, it crosses the sky. Look, the process that is going on now in Liberia, it will take a time, but we will get there. We'll get there. We'll get to the point where we'll bring sanity back to the society, and people will be held accountable for all the things that they do. Look, those fake people, all those fake papers you see people running around with, because this is the society that have been created by us. The Liberian people created this society for themselves. They believe that people who come from outside the country, they are more sophisticated. So people go and they think that, I don't know, people stay blind. We live in the age of information. no longer you're going to say, oh, you graduate from like Peter Wooler in Nikutan. And because Peter Wooler school now, they now shut it down. You think that people say now know that they had that school there. So you go there and go get fake people and you can't. You say, oh, I graduated from Peter Wooler because they now shut that school down. La. But here's the thing, Nelson. This evaluation was done. But you know the problem with Liberia is that there are people over there who think that, oh, but they may be around. If they may have now made this mistake, this investigation had never come up. You see it? People were going to allow him be in that country there and keep doing surgery. Imagine he's even documented for doing free surgery in Ghana and other part of Liberia. He came back and you know, some people they are smart, but if they learn this particular work and they get some idea about it, they go get the fake people, they come with it. And once they go through our system, they meet few big hands and they shake hands with them. Imagine there were people who were PAs, but later on start calling themselves doctors in our country there. Because people saw them with another doctor, they were get shadowing that doctor, and eventually they start calling themselves doctor, and they went on and they got licensed. So some people don't even go to school; they only hang around. And once they get one or two fundamental information or idea, they carry on this fake posture, and that's the country. But we are happy that we have Martin Cody and other few people now who is now pressuring that we should start doing the robust credential audit so that people, because if people dying like this now, it's because of this situation we have now, where people imagine that type of work, my man. Imagine that type of work.
Another situation
there. But nothing, please don't put that up again.
But just end up, George. Welcome to the show. That's so bad. Let's bring Francis.
The only way we can curtail this is that, like again, that I've been saying, this fight is not again just the government fight. The Martin Cody is not in the government, but he's when the information reaches there, he fact checking. And I love this government, and I love the leadership in this government. When things happen, they take action. And now the only thing we want is that they should have the justice ministry, to that level that when these things happen and sent over to them, they should do the due diligence and investigate a case and come up with a comprehensive result, and those people be prosecuted. There should be, this culture of impunity should disappear from our society, and so that people will be held accountable for what they do to the Liberian people. Thank you, Nelson.
Francis, you want to come in on this one?
Yeah, Nelson. I want to say hi to everybody on set, our audience as well. It is disheartening. I am a victim at the Cali Hospital, for example. Not me particularly, but my first child will be 20 years today. She died in cold blood at the door. I always say this whenever medical issue pop up. Do you know how many people now pass away because they went to the clinic? They didn't even ask them, the nurses didn't even ask them whether they get sugar and they hand glucose on them and they die. That their time. That's what people say in Liberia. That their time because of ignorance. That their time. But don't even go there. Right now, I'm fighting a school that does not even have the requirements to be a standard high school. It's a university. But I got plan for them. I'm on my way to Liberia. My niece went over there. Minister of Education, Commission on Higher Education, in consultation with the then Medical and Dental Council people, will get a piece of paper they call provisional license to school, mushroom schools, while they bring up their standard. These people will not qualify for that standard. They will keep them and they will issue nursing degree to folks, Liberians that are going to say they go to nursing school. And inside the same country, folks will graduate and they cannot take the nursing test because they're not qualified. That school is not accredited. That's the country we got. My niece, you know how much paid to that school? And wanted to go to didn't get it? And they showed a provisional license. We
You know,
agree, me and we on the time.
Francis, from all indication, I mean, there's everything pointing to the fact that this is where we found ourselves. How do we leave from this point? How do we graduate from this stage?
Nothing.
Where anybody will come in with any kind of credential. They say I come from Clegbe, university in Australia. You know, from Clegbe University, Australia, and then you bring them in. I mean, how do we leave the stage?
Nothing. Sometimes when we talk, people say we are too political, our tone of voice too harsh, but it gotta be harsh. Stubborn soul needs stubborn medicine. That's the way I see it.
Thank you.
Our government need to be held accountable before they can hold other people accountable. For example, there's a system in Liberia they call Liberia Medical something board, right? Before you can own a drugstore, you gotta have a medical person. And majority are so-called doctors. There are people dispensing medicine. They never been to nursing school before. Then they are now a pharmacy. Minister of Health is the one that do that. All these people you call real medical doctors and the fake one, they all hamper these people to have drugstore in our communities. Later on, this drugstore become a pharmacy, and under you go low, they are doing surgery behind that. They are hanging dirty water over people, and they call it drip because that's all they got. So, in order for us to do it, for example, like Famula said, we that live in America, I know people will say, oh, America different, that's true. But guess what? Factory job nursing, you hear before you hear from my lip. Factory job here in America, you will not get it until they do your background check. You will not get it.
But Francis, the truth is, background checks are being done. Like in the case with the medical doctor we're talking about now, Peter Matthew Josh, he was evaluated. He even became the president of the Medical and Dental Association of Liberia. But only to come to this stage after multiple surgeries have gone wrong, so many people have lost their lives. A family man is complaining about how he lost his wife. His wife died after the surgery was conducted, but something in him told him that maybe something went wrong, but he didn't have the evidence. After so many people have lost their lives, then we're getting to the stage now where the government, the Medical and Dental Council is saying they're going to re-evaluate the man's credential. Now the question, Francis, is what if the multiple surgeries had not gone wrong? Were we going to be talking about re-evaluation of judges' credential in the first place?
Nursing, in the first place, that thing you show it really creepy on my skin. I beg you don't show it again. Because this 21st century, 2025, they got something they call medical glue. I think family will explain that better. That thing that they over there, just here you know exactly why it does. Have they, the people you're talking about did the evaluation and re-evaluation, have they been able to tell how they did it? Do we have any standardized systems set up to check people's background in Liberia? In the first place, in Liberia, it is now common for somebody to have two first names. Dr. Peter George. Peter is a first name, George is a first name. That's the number one. Number two,
there's a
do we really have any system? Do we really have any system in the country? Not just for health practitioner, but the entire country that will get to know people in the real time, like the way things happen here. Do we have social security number, or do we have any form of identification?
Thank you very much, Francis. Let me hold you there. We really have to roll.
Yeah, but let me just conclude my thought
quickly. Have 2 more conversations to go on.
Yeah, let me conclude quickly, Nelson. Please don't hold. Let me just conclude quickly, a few seconds. So the way to get away from this thing, somebody died already, or plenty of people die already. We need to prevent it. by putting the requisite mechanism system in place, not only for the health sector, but for everybody in the country, especially public officials. That's what we need to do, because most of these people brave the system. The very people that are talking all that nyama thing, this guy might have given them money to cross, because there is no standardized system in place in Liberia to really critique people credential. We don't have
George, you want to come in on this one? How do you think we got here in the first place, Josh? The
Nelson, thank you.
re-evaluation they've done of this man's credential is saying that the university you're talking about in the UK, the university not even offering medical degrees. They're just getting to notice now that the man who became president of the Medical and Dental Association in Liberia, the school he say he graduated from, the school just thinking about introducing a medical program by 2026.
So Nelson, thank you. And I want to thank my fellow panelists for being, for holding the ground, and for our listeners as well. Nelson, this thing, I want to go to the background of this thing so that I can open it up to the Liberian people.
Yeah.
Nelson, the first time this man went for evaluation, he said he graduated from a school in Sierra Leone. And in Sierra Leone, according to the investigation, it was a dead man who had similar name, who was a doctor, but this doctor died from Ebola. Right? He took this man's name and thereby stealing the man's credential and bringing it to Liberia. So Nelson, here's the thing. I think the problem we have is sycophancy and a lot of inborn tendency of being corrupt in our country. And I will tell you why. Nelson, as we speak, Doug Cooper is still working.
No,
if I can be corrected.
Doug Cooper was dismissed. Doug Cooper has been dismissed.
Good. Doug Cooper, similar thing. That's what Doug Cooper did. And he was not successful because of what the journalists people are doing now. You know what I mean, Nelson? These people will go and get credentials of dead people and come and impersonate. Nelson, is a sad thing, and I think President Boakai took a long time to dismiss Doug Cooper, a very long time, which is almost like tolerating that type of behavior, because it took almost 6 months before Doug Cooper was dismissed, Nelson. For me, that is sad, because we should be very vigilant on this type of thing, because this type of thing can cost lives. I can remember one other boy, they said he went to the hospital not feeling well. Even one other girl who went out work for Omil in Liberia. She went to the hospital, she was injected, and she died. Nelson. Because we got a group chat room for the former Omil Staff Association, Nelson. This girl was in that group, and every time we had a reunion or anything, she was there with us. Nelson, this girl, sugar level went up, she went to the hospital. People gave her something else, and she died, Nelson. Our good talent, people are dying for these things, but our people are not taking the right action. Because that's why I want to blame President Boakai for taking such a long time before taking action on these things. Because we should be very vigilant. As soon as it happens, people should be set aside or even terminated pending investigation. But Nelson, we are here, and some people are shaking their head because they are for Boakai. They want Boakai to take their own time.
Josh. The Doug Cooper situation, I understand. But how does President Boakai relate to the Medical and Dental Council situation now in the case of Dr. Peter Matthew George?
Look, Nelson, everything they say when you hold rope can hold bush, right? And we are intertwined, interwoven, according to the English people, or we are connected in some other ways, Nelson. I want to say that if this guy was somebody who was connected to Boakai, I don't think this type of publicity is getting.
I've been working to that hospital. We want to
No,
know the time.
I don't care. I don't care. That's not my argument. I don't care whether he worked there for many years. What I'm trying to say is that we as Liberians should be very vigilant. Our leaders should be mindful. They should be upright. They should be people who, when they say this is
so, Josh,
right,
are you saying that President Boakai's presidency has some connection with what's happening now? Is that your point?
No, Nelson, here's my point, and I'll make it clear because I see people shaking their heads and some are disproving what I'm saying. They're saying all sort of things. But here's the thing, Nelson. When this government started, they said they delay appointing people because they were doing audits. They were doing the panel. They were evaluating people because they wanted to put the right people in right time. I'm not telling you that they put a medical doctor there. No, I'm not telling that association that then appointed. No, but Nelson, the same thing happened. And still up to this time, we still have the same problems happening in our society. Only because they are connected. I heard one of my fellow panelists was saying that people are bribed to give somebody
Georgie, I'm
something.
not cutting you off. Just to support your argument, the
No,
current
no, no,
foreign
no, no.
minister went to school for 6 months, and she's still
You
Minister of Foreign
Exactly.
Affairs.
Exactly. She got a master degree. Yeah.
You cannot support George's argument. George is potent enough. He's very strong. He's energetic.
But he agreed.
He's mentally
agree,
capable
100%,
of
100%.
supporting his
And
own ideas.
she still sits as a foreign minister, as the representation of us outside there to the outside world. Somebody who went to school for 6 months got a master degree. But Nelson, this is the situation we are faced with. If because she's connected to President Bouaka, he will not take action or any prompt action. Nelson, the same thing that happened to LTA. This guy, while working for the CDC government, stole money and supported Bouaka's re-election. So because of that, the report is on his table. He's doing nothing about it. Nelson, these are the things that can bring those things. Those are the things that can breed those type of corruption, because this is corruption, Nelson. Because somebody cannot, do you know that somebody went to school who is an actual doctor but could not get a job because they can occupy that space? That is corruption in itself, Nelson. And that's why people ask me, say, why didn't you work for the CDC government? I say, look, I have a job here. Why should I leave the job that I have here to go and take somebody's job who's supposed to get it on that side, who went to school? I support, but I don't want a job, Nelson. That's what we say. But Nelson, I'm sure we will sit here and support want to buy Bouaka, support want to buy Jowia, or support want to buy anything they want to buy. But Nelson, the truth of the matter is that Liberia is retrogressing. We are going backward. And I want to thank Martin Calling and all those who are in this business of exposing these kind of people, that they should do their utmost best, because we want to get rid of them. Even Bouaka, the bachelor degree again, I'm not sure that's a good degree. We still got to dig. We got to dig and make sure that degree is got 1984. You say you got that degree in 1984. We dig for the school, because you see, went for reunion, a high school reunion, you went for to Sierra Leone. We see the university reunion yet. We want to see all that.
You did your degree.
Let George guy. No, so somebody say you should start with President Bouaka degree, President. We are degrees from Denver University.
Look, Nelson, give me 5 seconds, please, man. Just give me 5 seconds.
You're gonna come in. Just jot down your thought, please. Family, you
come on, man.
You muted me, or I muted myself mistakenly.
I muted you.
Okay.
Yeah. Cindy, you want to come in?
Well, good evening, gentlemen, and to those watching and listening. I must first start here by saying the issue of fake credential, especially in healthcare, is not anything new. Not for Liberia, and not even for the United States. Here in the US, we still have cases of fake medical credential, where people with zero medical or certain credential will claim to have it to occupy a certain position. Or in other cases, you will find people doing different things. That you will find someone, it's a pharmacist, for instance, but they will fake to be a medical doctor, for instance. Or you will find someone who is a physician assistant, for example. They want to claim the position of an actual physician. So we have these issues here in the US. Now, they are very common in underserved communities and rural communities. Now, I live in New Mexico, where we have a lot of rural communities. So like the Pueblos, the Native American Pueblos, for instance. You find those things very common there. I mean, I live in Liberia up to the age 20 before coming to the States, right? And I experienced, I mean, firsthand, all of you, I'm sure you experience where in our various villages, when someone is, let's say, if you're a nurse tech or a CNA, our people instantly refer to them as doctors, right? In the villages, especially. So our people, because of the lack of, of medical knowledge, right? They actually empower those people. They empower those people by referring to them as medical doctor. The last time my brother Famula was joking me, but it's a serious joke. You know, when he said, when you go to the village, you go to Grand, you got to tell the people you're not a doctor, you're not a medical doctor, right? If you earn your doctor degree, you are not that doctor. You have to make it specific. Because once they hear that doctor name behind you, they start to trust you with, medical operation and stuff. My late uncle, the late Samuel Boy, was he did training in France actually, but he was a nurse. Oh my brother, that man was the biggest doctor in the region we had, right? Everybody call him doctor.
In Tientan?
He do you believe? I mean, everywhere you might want me to come out. But my late uncle was referred to as a doctor. So he may not have had the intent to practice as a doctor, but there's two factors involved. The scarcity of a doctor, of actual doctors, plus the fact that he's being referred to as a doctor gave him the confidence to actually practice like a doctor. He was carrying on operation. Circumcision was very common among his operation, right? So this is not new. There is always hole in the middle of these things, these operations. But we still need strong system. Part of what I do, and let me share that tonight. I am a quality control administrator. What we do, I work with medical directors, experienced medical doctors who retire from operation, and now they are medical directors. And what they do is they check medical practices. So we work with them, we find issues like this. Are we having providers, fraud issues? Those medical directors, we rely on them, their knowledge to help us capture those issues, right? So I don't know if we have systems like that in Liberia.
No, maybe you need to come back to country and contribute to the country. I mean, contribute free of charge. You don't have to request money from your country. Do for your country.
You know how much they pay me yet? But look, we need a stronger system to address this issue. What I saw, that picture you showed today, Nelson, is just very heartbreaking. And this person, this particular guy, is not the only person in Liberia. He's not the only one. There are so many fraudulent so-called medical practitioners everywhere in that country, killing people on a daily basis. It's sad, but we need to step up the game. We want to call on the medical, the healthcare professional in the country. Yeah, in America, we have several, healthcare organizations, from administrative organizations to practical organizations like the American College of Healthcare Administrators, which I'm actually a member of, right? Do we have organizations like that in Liberia that help the medical system, the healthcare system, to address issues like that? This cannot be a government issue alone, right? This is not, the medical practice is not just a government issue. We can put this on Wakai, on we can go back as far as Samuel Doe, Tobo, Todman. These things been around for long. We need medical practitioners. We need healthcare professional administrators. We need all of those people to come together and really form groups that will check medical credential, that will ensure that people are not just setting up clinic in my village claiming to be medical doctor and giving people by injection. We really need groups that will be committed to that. But it's been ongoing for a long time. Josh, I mean, it's not a Bwaka thing alone. I understand, like this guy that was flagged, it took time for them to dismiss him. So we can put that particular aspect on the president or, his administration. But this thing, this medical fraud thing is a lifetime thing.
Thank you. Famula, you wanted to take
Nelson, sometimes when we discussing issue that is so sensitive like this concerning to our concerning the country, let us try as much as possible not to politicize it. Let us stop this too much finger pointing thing, because as soon as we see our brother George in his dark shades, you already know he has lost some of his reasoning. That's how they refer to that.
No.
Yeah, but let me come in.
The brother lost his reasoning.
He has lost. I said he has lost some of his reasoning.
No, but he doesn't have to look at it with your
because
own
if you put politics in front national interest, that means you have lost your reason. Because we're discussing somebody who carry fake credential and killing our people, and all of us here putting aside our political party, and we're discussing the issue, and you leave it and come in here and saying it's the president's responsibility. Why are we sitting on the show for?
But family, come on. Can you disassociate the president from the happenings in the country? Is there any way possible?
Look, Nelson.
Maybe 10 years after that, if you're talking about this thing, you will not say it happened under this regime. It happened under so president. It happened under so president as he have minister.
Nelson, let me be emphatic on this. This person we are talking about started practicing in Liberia since 2014. Let us do due diligence sometimes when we have topics like that. Let people make their own research before coming on the show. This man came since 2014, and you want to attribute this to the president now?
Let me hold you there.
That way. So
2014 up until 2017.
Yeah.
The Unity Party government left 2020 how do you call it? 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Up until 20
It was January 22nd, 2018 when they left. To get it out of it.
Let's put it that way.
2018.
Up until 2023. Up until 2023. When the previous administration left.
Yeah.
So this man have practiced for over 10 years in the country.
Absolutely, Nelson. So here is the thing: if the man had practiced over 10 years in the country and had not been caught, it was almost like Nakubuki, how he called his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name. How he managed to infiltrate our system and went as far as that kind of a position. So that tells you that the system is rotten. So when we discussing it, let us discuss on how we can fix the system. That's how Sandy sat on the show here. Sandy make it very explicit. He's a smart man. He's a very smart man. He said, we need a system, help administrator. That's the people. You can live in Australia and you say that on the show and be telling us, say, that Joseph Baka. That find solution. Forget about the politics business. Find solution to the problem.
So family. Because Cindy said it the way you want it.
Look,
Cindy is very smart man.
No, not because
Josh addressed it the way you don't want it. Josh is in Australia and he using Undubuzi Wabudike, but that's
Nelson, you trying to make it look in a way that Josh putting his finger up as if he can say something different. Josh left the topics already and he went straight over there and started talking about President Bwaka.
Nelson, you have started on the ugly 14 to 9 to get this amount of time to family. And it will be 30 seconds. And usually you don't allow us to do that.
Interrupting me, let's not allow me to complete my 30 seconds and you coming into. Okay, Nelson, let me conclude my 30 seconds.
No, family, you concluded already. Sorry, family, you concluded already. We really have to transition. We have this big story we want to talk about. But I see Josh, how is it?
So why can't I weigh in a little bit? Because that's why I came on. Why can't I weigh in on something? Even though Cindy has said most of what I want to say.
Everybody will start asking for 30 seconds. You will give it to certain people. You wouldn't give it to certain people. That's not fair.
Guys, please, let's do this.
That's another form of corruption, by the way.
Francis, you can't do that to us, man.
I muted Francis. Francis, please don't unmute your mic, please.
Making a disruption.
You want to go ahead,
Amy.
Baba?
Yeah, let me just
Amy,
tell
you're
this stuff
coming.
on that thing. I will not be long. Say, just look. Like my brother Formula said, right? We shouldn't put it aside this whole issue. My business, she died 2022. Rather than George we are in power. Why we say that George we are regime? Why we say that George we are on the cost? We shouldn't put it aside this. Let my brother say that be holistic. Let us come. Let us get a board that will be able to come and address some of these issues. It shouldn't be that that the president in power so because it happened that the president. I think it is wrong, George. Don't forget about it. Too much sentiment, political issue. Let's discuss the issue that how it is unfolding in our country.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
I beg you, bro. Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. George, you want to come in? Then Emmy will get a question.
Nelson,
Let's finish it up.
I'm inclined not to attack anyone on this issue, but I can assure my friends here who are now blabbing about what I said. The last time I checked, the auditor, they said that Joe Wiake, the auditors, the three missing boys, they said that Joe Wiake, the three missing boys. What was happening yesterday, you cannot come here and say it should not happen when I say the same medicine you used yesterday. I'm trying to use the same medicine, then you're crying. You're crying today because the Baka in power. So when something happens, it should not be Baka that people there. Now people hungry in Moreva, they're not Baka the cause. The people not working a while. They're not going on the fund. They started going on the fund. Yesterday, the same person that were hungry, you said we tired suffering. You went on national radio, you went all around the country, you said you are protesting because people are tired suffering. Today we'll say people tired suffering, you will say no, they're not Baka problem. You're going to the bush, you're going to make farm. The thing, the hypocrisy about our society will continue make our country to be the least in Africa or in the world.
We're discussing medical
because the hypocrisy is too much. It's too much. When you say this to be equated to this, you say no, it cannot happen. No connection there. The president he in Liberia. Now he part of Liberia. He's on the head of state. He's different person. People should be able to take care of their own things. The dog men are talking about now. Baka appointed he getting green letter.
Thank you.
They're not getting green letter. We try to say things here and want to say when some people when they finish putting how the boys say Vaseline on their lip, the whole reason can be.
Come on, man. We're not going to your whole. But Emmy, you want to weigh in on this one quickly?
So this topic took me off my bed. I didn't want to come in, but I had to. Where is George? He need to be here because I think Cindy has said most of the thing I wanted to say already.
He run away.
This is not something to sit here and instead of people finding solution to things that are affecting our people, and then people want to come here and play politics and say, because you did it to the other guy last time, so why can't I do it? So what makes you different? Why should you come back? Why should people vote for you to come back? Since the other people not good enough, why should you doing what monkey see, monkey do? Because John Brown did it. As if when somebody here jump off the bridge, you will go do the same thing too. This is ridiculous. Talking about 4 auditors that is that we are. Those 4 auditors, I think that's the wrong example you got to set. 4 auditors, those are professional people that has something to do with the government, auditing the government, auditing the way of doing things, what funds and money while it was missing. It has nothing to do with somebody faking a degree to be practicing as a doctor today. I think that's the wrong comparison for us to do. Okay? Because every time these days about campaign, let's get Barkai. Nobody care about what happened to Liberia and how to fix the problem anymore. It's about what Barkai did. And that's why I wanted to come in and say, and Cindy, I have already said that this is not a unique situation to Liberia. It happens here. And I'm pretty sure it happened in Australia as well. It's nothing unique. I guess we got to go be blaming Trump and Biden as the same thing too. Oh,
thank you.
No, because you got my guy, you got my political leader, my spiritual leader, so I will get your own God too. If that's what we want in the country, is that what the country ought to be about? The so-called political leader there, and because I'm my hero, that my dad, say you said this about him yesterday, I'm gonna say this about somebody else that you support. Come on. What then we come in and fake every day? Oh, we here for the Liberian people. No, you're not here for the Liberian people. You're here for your political leader and your spiritual leaders. Let's be clear. If something like that come out, we're supposed to be bashing authorities. The rightful authorities that got something to do with this, to be vigilant, to check these things out. Because faking medical degree, that's a big risk. Somebody, you're not coming back if something happened to you. It's not like somebody going faking to be a rice seller when they got a chicken soup a license. This is medical that we're talking about, and this is something serious that we should come here and be talking about it because it affects everybody. It doesn't matter whether you Unity Party or you ANC or you whatever. You see that? So it's somebody that you saw in clothes because he doesn't know what to do. And then we'll come here, oh, boy got it like that, boy got it like that, the other person like this. It's ridiculous. And we need to stop that because somebody did it to your political leader last week, say you want to do it this week. We need to stop that and think for the Liberian people in our country and stop with these politicians and because they're doing nothing for us.
Thank you. I want us to transition here.
I need my 30 seconds, please, before we transition.
Yeah, you're gonna
Don't
have
do
your
that.
30 seconds.
I need my 30 seconds, please, before we transition.
We're gonna start with you on this next talking point.
But I'm going to talk about the previous one, though.
This is exactly where we are, guys. Now, you see the photo on here. In the middle is the former aide or the man who used to be the aide to the former finance minister, Samuel Twe. His name is Cletus Noah. Hope I got that name right. And he served as aide to former finance minister Samuel Twe. On the 4th of May, Mr. Noah was found dead. Report has it that he was found dead under unclear circumstances. And following the situation, the brother to this man in the middle took his phone, reportedly, allegedly, took his phone and called Mr. Eugene Nangwe, the chief of staff in the office of former President George Weah, and threatened him, allegedly, linking him to the death of his brother. Now, and after this brother, who happens to be a Chin Tozo, reportedly sent this threatening WhatsApp message to Eugene Nangwe, linking him and Samuel Twe to the death of this man. Then Eugene Nangwe now, and that's why you see the IG photo on the other side, called on or requested the LMP on the 9th of May now. He requested the LMP to immediately investigate the allegation, which he termed as outrageous, against him and the former finance minister Samuel Twe. He wants the police to investigate because he thinks that the brother to Noah has threatened him, not just threatening him, but also linking him and former finance minister Samuel Twe to the death of his brother. So he wants the police to immediately investigate. Now, but what is even more interesting here is that this man served as aide to the former finance minister. And one would think that there should be booty, you know, there should be people who were cool or who are cool or who are moving on very fine. But then the concern is, why did the brother to this man, after this man was found dead, the only thing that ran to his mind was to send a message. Allegedly sent a message, a threatening message to Eugene Nangwe, accusing him and former finance minister, linking them to the death of his brother. But this is exactly where we are. And Eugene Nangwe says he's taking this thing seriously. In fact, he has contacted the police to immediately get involved, speedily investigate the situation because he's concerned about his reputation in this case. I mean, what's going on here? Why do we find ourselves in the middle of another situation? Let's start the conversation. Maybe you want to take off with this one, Josh, and then we're going to go around the table.
Nothing. One of the most despicable things in Liberia is that nobody dies of natural death. And I find it very troubling that every time someone dies, somebody killed them. And I'm not here to dispute, anyone's allegation, but this is something that is very, popular in Liberia. That when someone dies, even though we got no facts whatsoever, like our lawyer who said now in America who knew when Musu was killed. You see these things that happen, Nelson. It is very troubling, and I hope that the police investigate it very, swiftly, because you know how news fly in Liberia. Whatever happens, once I tell Amy go tell Sandy she was out on there. Sandy go tell Mr. Adequate Basoli,
You calling me
you were
JJ
out
Bode?
on there. I'm just trying to say, you know what I mean. And these are the things that happen, Nelson. And because of that, our culture, and that's why I told some people, and I said it on this show before, that the reason why they call our country Liberia is because we can lie. And I think that name that American people give it to us because of the lies that we continue to perpetrate. Because Nelson,
I know you're trying to bring a little bit of fun into it, but critically, let's apply a little bit of critical thinking here, Josh.
Yeah.
Why would the brother to Noah, the brother of Noah, after finding him dead, the first thing that comes to his mind is to pick up a phone and allegedly send a threatening text message to Mr. Eugene Nagwe, linking him and Samuel Twe, who happens to be the former boss of his brother, to the death of his brother. What do you think is happening here?
Nelson, I think people grieve differently. Some people, they don't like to accept, when things happen to them this way. And look, I'm not saying that the people that I don't know the reason whatsoever of which he's allegedly, trying to put it on these people to be, the killers of his brother. But Nelson, what I got to tell you is that from experience, I know that people can grieve differently, and I hope he has enough evidence to substantiate his claim against the people, because Nelson, it doesn't do any good to continue to divide each other on the grounds of these type of allegations. This same thing happened, Nelson. This same thing continue to happen, and we cannot learn from it, Nelson. This same thing happened. They said this other person killed the other person here without evidence whatsoever. Somebody will just jump for in a blue sky, Nelson, and make a story. Liberians are full of this type of thing, and Nelson, it can tarnish people's reputation for no reason. Somebody will just accuse you. And Nelson, to take that accusation from over yourself, Nelson, you suffer a lot for no reason. And for me, and that's why even in the legal system, that when you lie on somebody, there should be consequences, Nelson. It should not just say, okay, that lie, where your evidence? You not get evidence and say, okay, that lie, go on. No, people should be punished. And when punishment start to be applied to people for lying on other people, Nelson, I think we'll have a better Liberia.
And maybe you have a point here,
too much.
Maybe you have a point here. Because as we speak, the very former finance minister is being investigated. He was just invited by the police for questioning in relation to Bati Yenswa's death. That investigation is still ongoing. It has not concluded yet. The investigation is still ongoing.
I'm not stopping you, Nelson. I'm not stopping you. I heard my sister, who I respect so much, Amy, talking about the auditors that died were people who were auditing the government. Nelson, to her information, these are the people that were auditing people who supposed to pay tax to the government. Like Nelson, you get your child, you say that somebody owe me money, go and get the money from the person. Then you can't get the child again. But she does not know that. You see the misinformation that we're talking about, how people can get misinformation. She's now saying that these people were auditing government for something government. These people were not audited. These people were tax operators for the government, who were getting tax for the government to get money to pay civil servants, Nelson, or to pay our things.
No,
But you see what
I
she
want to
said?
understand something on that part. I want to understand. Are you saying that they were not auditors, or they were tax collectors, or what?
Okay. Yeah. So guess what, Nelson? There are two types of people that operate in the government, right? There are internal auditors, right? Who can audit, like every agency or every ministry got their own internal tax, people there who can audit them. Okay, who can audit, their processes and everything, right? Then they get a government entity again that sent outside that the ARA, whatever it's called, who can audit on the institution. But these people we are talking
Internal
about,
Audit
yeah,
Agency.
exactly. Even my cousin worked there. So the thing is, Nelson, the thing is that these people that died, if you now go and ask, these people were not auditing government. These people were the people who were collecting taxes for government. And people can say that thing, but guess what? That's what my grandma used to say. She said, George, anything you do, make sure that you live your life in a way, because they say, when somebody say George, people on his set, they play the music rich. When they come out and say, no, that lie, that oil on the metro, say, nobody interested in that story again. But that's how we do to tar people in that country, to make sure we destroy each other just by lying and lying and lying.
But for that
It is
aspect,
what it is. I just hope
aspect,
that this brother has enough evidence to substantiate his claim, because this is not fair on anyone. Senator is already in this investigation. For you to come and accuse him again, how many people Senator were getting in the one country, my people? How many people? It's sad, Nelson. It's sad.
Serial killer.
This is very, very interesting.
Serial killers already be caught now.
Since we're on the radio, let me say this with respect to the information you just provided, that those guys were tax collector. I think.
And Nelson, you can let me respond to the man.
No, I just want to say that. I think it was 2018 or 2019, one of them. I think 2018. At the time, 2019, right? Okay, yeah, 2019. Fabric Radio, we had a morning show, the New Dawn. That we hosted. We run at the time. It was Trojan, Aaron Kuban, and I. So I remember we had just hosted Gifty Peters. The lady who died, Gifty Lama or Gifty
Lama.
Yeah.
Albert Peters, and one other person. And after the on-air conversation, we were having some off-air conversations, and we're talking like, she was a very friendly person, very lively. You interact with Gifty now as if you've been knowing her for years, and many things we discussed. But one of the things she said was that she was into taxes or whatever, but the auditing thing is something she was involved with. But one thing she said was that the difficulty in getting information from especially people in government. Sometimes you want to get information, but they're tight-handed. They're not open up to give you information sometimes the way you want it. As those are things, just on the surface we spoke about. So I may not have the detailed information with respect to whether she was investigating government or not.
She wasn't investigating government.
But what I know is that she was an auditor as well, as per that conversation. So I just want to hold it there. But you want to come in on this one, Fambole, and then we can bring Francis in.
Look, Nelson, it's completely outlandish for people to sit on a show and say that the people were tax collector, mere tax collector. You can't do that, Nelson.
No. Fambole, please. That thing was just in passing. The real conversation we have now, the real conversation we having now is this. Don't make George to get pressure on the show. I beg you. You know that when the man finish talking, you won't start with him. I mean, let's go to the.
I'll not get pressure. I'm beginning.
All right, look, Nelson. You put it right. The country, getting information in that country is so hard, especially to lay on prima facie evidence in that country, because our country has not moved up to that digital system yet. The most recently now that the President Barack just passed on that act and the signing now. They're working on digitalizing everything in the country, especially getting everybody in a database for record keeping and other things. Look, Nelson, that's the reason why when you see the LMP arresting somebody and holding on to them, and people come out and say, "Oh, you this violate the right," because if you release that many, next thing the person cross over and the person go, you don't have surveillance to really track them, and people not going to say, "Oh, because I'm on an investigation, let me stay here until this can happen." Everybody want to escape, so the situation that is coming up right now, in as much as it's still an allegation, we don't have real evidence, and we can't speak too much about it. I'm happy now that someone is accused and they are asking the police now to investigate. We give room to the police to do that investigation. So whatsoever we do right now will just be mouth watering and make our judge to be saying
I mean, just critically looking at the situation here, Fambule. Is there any reason why even the brother could we make some analysis around why the brother's first thought will be allegedly to call or send a message to Eugene Nagwe accusing him Samuel Twe?
Look, they say when rain falls on a leopard, does it wash away its spots? No. That guy know very well the D's. That guy know very well what Samuel Twe and Nangbe are capable of doing. He knows that. So when the camera give breath, it's not that camera expected to dance. So that man know fully well right now why he saying that why he put that finger to Samuel Twe directly and that guy. But why it is true that Samuel Twe and his friend and brother can distance themselves from it, they can say, "Oh, you're accusing us falsely," because they have not been caught. There's no evidence, there's no empirical facts or evidence to show that Samuel Twe have been involved in any murder case in our country or even Eugene Nagbe. So if I want to speak on that, I'll have to have the evidence or even past record that Samuel Twe killed somebody. Everything is just still allegation. The police are not come out to say anything on any of that matter. So I can't conclusively say that Samuel Twe or Eugene Nagbe can be, until the result come out after the police go in and do that work, because they are the one that are trained for that. I'm not trained for that. I only sit there and say it the way I see it. So
Thank you.
I'll stop it right there, Nelson.
Thank you. Sandy, you want to come in? Then we'll bring Francis.
Well, Nelson, I send my condolences to the family. That's the first thing for the lost. But I must say too, though, that by just abruptly accusing somebody, calling somebody, and threatening them and saying you are involved in a person's death without first going to the authority, I think that's concerning. I would have done it differently. If I have the evidence, I will go to the authority. I'll go to the the police, and say, look, I have evidence that this person is involved with the death of my family member. And then I allow the police to carry on their investigation. Now you have called Eugene Nagbe, accusing him of being involved with your brother's death. What if an investigation is conducted and now you are proven wrong? That's defamation of character. Eugene could turn around and sue you. We just saw that A.B. Grumman won a big check for defamation of character. We know why he won. The Liberal government was proving right that, they proved him right that he had no connection with this Japan guy. Because Japan was found guilty and sent to prison. So now the accusations from the Fadiga brothers were proven wrong. So what I would say to this, let us not point fingers at where, Eugene or anyone. Not at this point. We should allow investigation to go on. I sincerely send my, condolences to the family. But if that brother is listening, or if any of you have means to, getting to him, let him grieve his brother. Let him not escalate the issue any further by making additional threats. That was the wrong path. The right path was to go to the government. That's all I say.
Thank you. Francis, you want to come in? Then we'll bring
Yeah,
Morgan.
I will follow up with the first statement from our chief advisor, Sandy. My condolences to the family. But again, I think Georgie tried to say something. He said it the way he wanted to say it, but I'm coming from the leadership perspective. There is no way we're going to divorce my senior uncle, President Walker, out of everything that happened in Liberia because of nine. No, it is him. He's the leader. And there is something in leadership called the cowboy style or the empathy style of leadership, where you put your shoes in the shoes of the ordinary people in order to identify with them or to actually analyze how it will look like if we're there. So from that perspective, Joe Walker is responsible. You don't have to take it, but just respect me for my opinion. At the end of the day, over 3,500 human beings in Liberia were appointed by Joe Walker. He said to an appointment. Every single president that is elected in Liberia, after the election, or the office is taken, they start to appoint officials of government. They don't end it until their time finished. That is the way it is. Democratic countries. Coming to the issue of death, it is saddening. It is saddening that under a rescue government, we put $14.5 million in NSA budget. Covert operation, right? Secret security service. That's our understanding. Until they can tell them different. To be able to protect everybody, even when you're not seeing them. Everybody, not just some people, including the very people in the government. It ain't just happening today. It happened even during Madam Seri time. We saw somebody who used to be a bearboy to Ellen Johnson Seri and later became a PLC manager and later became some kind of person that was in the middle between the executive marshal and other people. We saw a body at the hotel, on the beach, Harry Greaves, for example. The country is terrible. Even in the midst of huge budget to NSA and other security apparatus, including the police. On the basis of our system, every alleged crime is committed against the state. Here where we respect America, nobody says things don't happen here or other countries, but accountability matters. When you have a leadership that do not hold themselves accountable, especially the president, for example, that will use reckless statements and will follow violators of law, these are the things that happen. So the police and other security apparatus need to move in. They need to prevent this kind of death. I wish they can do that because it's sad. It could be any of us, maybe family members. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of how it happened, how it didn't happen, but it happened already. The guy's dead. But what next? We get NSA 14.5 million in rescue, so-called rescue budget. What are they doing with it? The president and his crew is going to go for that money. They cannot be audited. Evident by President Walker after taking over office, commission audit and decommission audit of NSA. So hopefully this time they can do better job to bring the perpetrator to book so that they can face justice. And then they can go back and prevent the need to do their job. That's why the Liberian people paying them. And President Bouakai appointed all of them, regardless of our political whatsoever differences that we got. Every life matters. You don't have to agree with me, but just respect me. People died yesterday mysteriously. We put it on George Weah and the CDC-led government. Those that died today, we put it on Joe Bouakai and the so-called rascal government. They are in charge now.
Thank
you. Yes, sir.
Can you rescue?
I mean, I heard say the being friends with job like why you mad? Anyway, man,
I got other last information.
Where you got your information from that the mean friends with Jordan? Why you angry?
Like Amy told me that thing, man, get off.
No, I did not.
But Mama, you want to go ahead, then Amy will take us to the phone line.
Sandy, don't highlight Stanton on Spoon Talk. Please don't do it.
Please don't unmute. Please don't unmute, Francis. Please keep your mic muted. Mama, you are muted and you just lay back comfortably. You talking?
Yeah, thank you. I get it. You getting me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, Nelson, let me first start with Eugene issue, right? Eugene Lamy issue. I know Eugene who?
Eugene Nangbe.
Nangbe. I can always call him Lamy because Lamy ni almost how you call it. But Nelson, let me say this, right?
Eugene Fagon, Lamy.
Look, Nelson, that be real, right?
Sometimes I can walk going over here to see what happening there.
This guy was the same person who came out and make an allegation, right? No, that was going to the topic. That did the
Yeah. Go into the topic, Mama.
Yes.
Go into the topic.
Very good. This guy was the same person who came out and make an allegation against.
What allegation?
Next thing we all know, he said, according to him, a girl entered.
You're talking about the allegation about same gay, and former President George Weah. But I don't know what happened to your phone. As soon as you said gay, I don't know what into your phone.
I did not George calling him over.
No, but George, you can't be doing that, man. George, the brother is trying to make his point, and you're calling him.
I'm calling him, man.
You want to be a Vasco star?
The thing I mean, I made I bother him.
I leave my by alone, man.
Vasco had in my head too much. I said, "I'm call the boy." I can't take
Ture, welcome to the show. Have you been following the conversation?
Of course, I have been, and my attention was drawn by Bro Francis, so I want to make my position very, very clear.
Okay, so just make your position. Amy come in, and then we'll go to the phone line.
It is good I made it. Statement the way I made it.
Coming back.
Yeah. Nelson. Let me go ahead, man. Don't do that. Yeah. But look, Nelson, let be truthful to ourselves. You know, people came on the show, they say a lot of things. You know, they hired the president, they hired, they lie on his name. But let all remember, right? He make an allegation. And how a girl entered the what the guy needs to the guy from the PSU office and stuff. And same gate. There's a arrow pointing to George Weah head. He made an allegation on radio. And when the same gate came out and he said, "Can you retry your statement?" He said no. And he stood his ground. He said, "I will not." But today, he run into the police against the same character assassination. Somebody trying to lie on him according to him. So, if we Liberians, if we want to put everything, they want to probably discuss everything as politics, that's what happens. And today, my brother Joshua defending it. And he forgetting to know, the last time when we came on the show, some of us were saying that what he did was wrong. And he still said he stand by his words. That's what happened. And he had no evidence, but he forgetting to know that at that time he was damaging somebody's character. And today he's in his shoes. And we hear today clapping. We say, oh, it's not happening. The government did, that the president did for, the NSA did. But we're forgetting to know what he did. It was wrong. We never, our people from the CDC never condemn it. They came on the show, they back here, they say, yeah, that's true. But in his shoe today, we're talking about character assassination. In his shoe today, how somebody tested him.
You know, but Moba, sorry, I'm trying to, I'm still trying to understand something here because, this thing with Sam Gay and the Eugene Nangbe allegation
No
against Sam
connection
Gay,
whatsoever.
No, Josh, I'm coming because Eugene Nangbe said one get into Sam Gay room, one get into a room, and then she saw a gun pointed at a portrait of him having a gun pointed at the head of former President Joshua on the portrait.
Yeah,
an indication that he has former President Joshua as a target. So now he decided that was a grave allegation. He gave Eugene Nangwe for the 8 hours to retract his statement. Eugene Nangwe, through his legal representative, said they were not retracting the statement. They did a communication in response to that. And so if you consider that as character assassination, but the man said he's not retracting his statement, so it means that the man had proof. But if we have to go by a line of reasoning that was character assassination, at what point does it become wrong? If it was wrong yesterday, it's wrong today.
Nelson, we know seditions, right? We know seditions. If they have
let's forget about the CDC.
CDC, right?
Yeah.
We know people in high authority when it comes to CDCs, right? If they have evidence, they will come up with it. They will show it. They gotta show it, but guess what? It will be, as we speak now, Nelson, it will be all on social media. It will be everybody involved. Josh, you will see that identical thing what we're talking about. Because they don't have it. He just went there to say something to please his master, to make the government look bad, to make Saint Gay look somebody who, to make it like somebody who, you know, like a bad person to the former president. It's a character assassination. He got no proof, no evidence.
If that was wrong, how does this one become right?
It's not because Nelson, it's not becoming right. What I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to lay a premise that what happened yesterday now is happening to him. And now he running to police to investigate. But he forgetting to know, my point is, he forgetting to know yesterday he was lying on somebody. He was saying things that would damage somebody's character for the rest of their life. He was saying things that tomorrow somebody could be passing and somebody and seditions can attack that person. He was saying it on radio. So today is in his shoe now. He running to police. So to tell you, I'm just trying to tell you that sometimes when we say these things, when we come out to say these things, let us say we love for country. We shouldn't be so sentimental to the extent that we damage other people's character and then stay on our own. But let me conclude on this. My brother come here and beat all around the bush. Baga do they want look. You know, when we come to the security sector in Liberia, first of all, the police, apart from the NSA, the police, they don't have much funding to go to every house or every community to go find out, what somebody killing somebody to arrest them. All they can do, if God forbid it happen, the government will be able to come out and investigate. But also we all agree that let the government protect everybody. But it's not like that because the resources, how many police officers we got? I will make a statistics. Next is something we got to come and discuss the issue. Police
reduce the NSA money to 3 more police officers.
No, Francis, we can't be doing this. Francis.
Francis want to be a disruptor.
Francis.
Yeah, but my man, don't do that. But you are talking and nobody interrupt you, please. Are they trying to lay a premise when it comes to crime?
Thank you, Baba. Yeah, Francis, I've just disrupted the entire thing, man. I mean, it's just somehow. But today, just take 20 seconds so we get
20
Emmy to
seconds.
come.
That
All
a
right,
new,
20
that a new,
seconds.
that a
That's
new
fine.
thing.
I'll take 20 seconds.
Yeah, get to it
But
20
look,
seconds.
for the record, right? Let's be frank here, guys. And I know at this point now it has become kind of convenient for Bro Francis to come here and just blame President Joseph Boakai on everything that happened in Liberia. Even Zogo goes to your phone. That President Boakai. You know, like, I mean, at some point it's becoming ridiculous, right? Look, let me say this. I understand it start with the boss start with the president. We get that, right? We get that. I'll acknowledge that for today. But not for every little thing that happened in the country. Are you suggesting that NSA budget should be adjusted? I'll agree with you on that too, right? But we cannot anyway. Let's say 2011, when a member of the Congress, Representative Gabby Gifford from Tucson, Arizona, she got shot in the head doing a congressional event. Doing a constituent engagement in Tucson, Arizona. Did anybody, President Obama was the president at that time, did anybody blame President Obama for it?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. This was a congressional member.
Comparing orange and apple. Now, what are you doing?
Right? So
America
at the end
is
of the
different.
day, you are CIA. Hold on a second. You are CIA. You are Homeland Security. You got all different type of security apparatus in this country. We get that. All right? The people took responsibility. The people that are supposed to be there to protect that lady, that they took responsibility of it. But they're not for the president, for crying out loud. We can have these conversations. Should we look at the NSA? Are they really, getting the work of what or are they getting the job done for which they're actually getting paid the amount of money they're getting paid for? Right? We can, in a democracy, we can caution these things. That is a very important point, bro, Francis. But to blame the president for every little thing that happened in the country, I just feel like, bro, Francis, at this point, I will not even go with what says Amy said the last time, that we need to investigate what really transpired on your last visit to Liberia. I think we really need to summon you at some point to get to the bottom line.
Seriously, I'm serious about
why
it.
you so motivated about blaming President Boakai? Even mosquito bite you, Ibra Francis case.
I did it.
Oh my God. That is so
Thank you.
interesting. But
So,
tell me, I
Thank
believe that
you.
Brahman the show tonight, right?
Emmy, take us to the phone lines.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I want to start off where my brother Sandy started off from. My condolences to the Beery family, and so also, something on what Siri has said, because that was going to be my first thing to say in the first place. The president can go ahead and appoint people to agencies. When he does that, whatever the head of the agency that he appoints do does not fall on him. What he does after that happens, what action he takes, is what we question, is what we come in and beat him up for. If the head of NSA having to go and murder somebody and were caught in an act and were investigated and proven that he did that, President Boakai does not go to jail because he appointed a head of NSA. That's not how it works. That head of agency, if he stayed there and shield that head of NSA, that's where we come and beat him up. Then he's getting involved. Then he has done something about the wrong thing about it. Not because he appointed him. You over there, you have your business. You can appoint people. You don't know what you don't know what's in their heart. You just appointing them. You expect them to do their job. If they come back and did something wrong and you don't take action about it, that's what the problem. And no government in the world, not even our good old great United States that we think is heaven on earth, can stop every murder of innocent citizens because they got a greater budgets in the world. That does not happen. The only thing that happens in our country that we come here and frown upon is professional people like auditors that have to do something with investigating money that have been put in budget, that responsible executives and stuff and head of a government officials stole, and they don't want for it to come to light because people are investigating, and all of a sudden they vanish. All of a sudden they start falling from that staff there that been there for years, that they never fell from before. They just start dying all of a sudden on a Japan freeway and something. They just went and got missing 5 in row. That's concerning. Then that's where you blame the government, because what? When you find out you got people going to the auditor going to a government official, their report is very damaging. We have to say this is very damaging before. Then all of a sudden they disappear. That's where the government get held responsible. Now, some innocent citizen or regular citizen die in the neighborhood, and because NSA has $50 billion a budget, so they're supposed to be watching everybody doorstep, doing this and doing that. That is ridiculous. That's why I said a serious investigation needs to be done about the whole thing here. But anyways, with that, let me end on this, Nelson. This brother, I don't know why he chose to call Eugene Namwe. I don't know if he had a conversation with his brother and he told him that Eugene Namwe was saying something to him about threatening his life or whatever. We would not know until the NLP get involved and investigate all of this. But with all of that, even if that was done, I wouldn't have done it the way he did it. Like Cindy said, I would take those information to the police, right? And report it that something happened and this is what my brother told me, or this is what I found in my brother's phone from about these individuals. And I think they know something about this and I need you to investigate. I think something like that would have been better than he calling them when you already know that these people, they are dangerous. You cannot go and confront them by yourself. What if that's something true they did it to your brother, they could make you to vanish as well because you have that information that they will not want to get out. So if that's something that happened, which I don't know, we don't know yet, and he went about it that way, I think it was the wrong way that he went about it. And now that it's out there, I think the police should investigate it and really get down to knowing what really had happened to his brother and why he took the step he took. That's all I can say.
Thank you. 0555-101075 is the number to call and you'll be live. I'll put the WhatsApp up as well. But let's take the first caller here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're live. Your name
Yeah,
and
my
where
name
you
is Abba.
Abba, go ahead.
Thank you very much. You know, sometimes when you say you're helping people for something, some honor to expectations. A friend, the guy is saying we supported Waka, but he needed a job. And he never got his job, so he gets bitter, acrimonious thing. And you know, we all suffer from education sometimes. Look, everyone knows that Eugene Namwe is a dead young man. He didn't want to send Bulgaria and Bali and carry to GFK doing child hospital time. That guy is very dangerous, a green skin in the grass. So they put in into it. I want to believe what that guy said, Eugene Namwe hanging that man. Yeah.
Hello. 0555-101075 is the number to call. Hello. Go ahead. Okay, so we have the WhatsApp strolling there. You can call us on our WhatsApp line. Go ahead, you're live. Let's hear you quickly.
Good morning, Nelson.
Yeah, morning.
And good morning to your panelists.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, Nelson, this is Andrews. And please permit me to use the 2 minutes because I may not call back again.
Andrew, let's talk off air. All right. I'm gonna call you right after the show since you stay up. Let's talk off air.
Please, I beg you, Nelson.
Yeah.
Come on, call you now, picking.
Yeah, please. Let's talk off air. Thank you. Hello. Your name and where you call from? Let's talk. Let's take you. Go ahead. Hello, from the WhatsApp line. Yeah, go ahead. You're live on the show.
Thank you for the show tonight. My concern had to do with our brother that on the show. If somebody found in the interior, they sound like Joseph Barker. They right here, right? That Joseph Barker. You know, when we're discussing issues that concern the nation, don't focus on it. And start the bringing The young man we accused, the two former ministers, we cannot judge him because he accused him. If they have a reason, you go to prosecutor, you send us information to the prosecutor, discuss it. So what there's small sometimes, there's fire. And accusing somebody wrongfully is wrong against the law. So that the police don't get police a chance to do that. If somebody registered that they said the NSA were not there. What the NSA got to do with that?
Okay.
So I need those discuss Liberia in a sense that people be able to understand the show. You people discussing important things concerning our nation. Thank you for the show.
Thank you very much for your input. So we keep the calls coming 0555-101075, or you can call using the WhatsApp number there, Shruling, and you'll be live on the show. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you're calling from? Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I'm grateful to you for the show this morning. You said most of the things what touched my heart. You see, let me get to all of your panelists that on the show this morning. Something just and talk on that show, you don't have to hold you responsible. Because in the past government, you were taking 5,000 from NSA, you know the way to report down the budget.
You said the mail taking what?
5,000, this is not my first time talking the last day of on your platform.
Do you have evidence? You're accusing our panelists on the show. You have evidence that are you talking about the George Weeder?
You on and see a line for me. I'm a number there. For me too. I see that register on. And the second one is the brother is using language then for his brother Jeff. It's on the president from the minister talking to sit on that platform. Yes, that is going to make things so that is over the middle still.
Let's picture that number, yeah, picture number.
That's what Joe would have been loving.
Well, I like to bribe that man.
Thank you very much for your input.
Judge, we're not allowing you to bribe that man. Leave me alone.
0555-101075. Hello, your name and where you call from? Go ahead.
Morning, Action.
Morning, go ahead.
This is Benjamin Mo calling from Plonko community.
Yeah, Benjamin, let's hear you.
My brother, I don't know for people to complain on the show concerning about our president. Everything that was happening, the people comment, we said, Joe, we are, Joe, I call it different people new. When they want to we say, Joe, we are. Why not put it on the radio station? So everything that happened in the comment we brought to power, they're doing more than the past comment. So we're on here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your input. Let's take this person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, but my family calling from Cowell.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, what on my mind is that we need to be serious to carry the country forward. You know, a lot of panelists show there, they are making fun of it, they are bringing people. Yes. The problem here is that we know what is right for us, we know what is wrong for us. This leadership of Joseph Braga is better than the past leadership of Jawia. If even Joseph Braga in the era, we know, but it's not worse than we are era. So for people to come and say everything we blame we are, yeah, the ignorant people they blame we are. They blame we are, but we know what to blame Braga for, we know what to not blame Braga for. Braga know his mistake at time, and we are never knew his mistake at time. So that's not everything we will take here and say we blame Joseph Braga. Joseph Braga is doing his best. People that are saying that his old car, his old, believe that he's doing his best. We don't have to be eating food, be on time, everything or whatsoever, but we're seeing the development, we're seeing changes, and we're seeing balance of government, we're seeing constructiveness of government.
Okay.
You're not seeing crowd behind Braga. Anywhere you go, crowd behind you. In fact, crowd behind you. It's not a celebrity, it's not a football player. So that's a leadership. So we appreciate him for his leadership.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your input. Let's take this person. We'll take two more calls and then we'll wrap up. Hello.
Listen, there's a Bobby Dinner calling from Australia.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, that's it. My concern had to do with the data with the fake nursing degree.
Yeah.
The fake degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have so many of that kind in Liberia. And I'm planning when I get to Liberia to take issue with EAW hospital.
Mm.
And
Okay.
I did EAW hospital that nearly killed my younger sister. And luckily for her, and I God could have it for me to be in Australia. I had to flew up from Liberia to Ghana. And today, my sister is alive today.
Thank
They
you.
did an operation on that young lady. They make a mistake. There were parts that were extracted from in her stomach. And they sent a photo to me. After the discharge her, within couples a day, she got seriously sick. That was so terrible. When they took her back to EAW hospital, they rejected her. They said they had no instrument, no equipment to redo the operation. Even the doctor had to lie that nothing is extracted from the dead body.
Wow.
Until what they said to me, I will still have that in my phone, the photo. I sent it back to them. I said, this is why you're extracted from my sister's body, from in your stomach. When I sent it to them, nothing they could say, but therefore to survive, I had to get the ticket and flew her to Ghana. And today she alive today in Liberia.
Thank
She's
you.
well today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
God for her life.
You know, let's
Wow.
take the final caller now. This person finally. Hello. Hello.
Good morning and hello to Nelson.
Yeah. Hello. You're alive. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. My name is Musa Moshama, and I'm speaking to you from Grand Cape County. I'm following live,
Okay.
and I want to speak directly to the issue of Dr. Peter George.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing. To be real, Dr. Peter George, I've been knowing Peter George from 2016 to 2016, 2018, and 2019. Peter George has been operating the then Escott and Geraldine Medical Center, now the ENJ Hospital in Lima County. For those 3 years, I knew Peter George. Peter George has been carrying on what we call surgery. He's been carrying on surgery for people with pneumonia and people without water that stays on the neck of people. So the issues of the Medical Dental Council come out today to give us information as we were reading, even getting us some background of him and medical credentials as to whether he's not graduated or he never ended his school or his school is questioned.
No, the dental council is saying
well what they are doing.
the dental council is saying that even the school he said he graduated from in the UK, the school is not offering a medical degree. The school is just planning on the school is just working on the whole medical program for 2026, not even 2025 for him, but 2026. So it means that there was nothing such as a medical credential with that university in the UK.
So now, the point I'm trying to drive out, Nelson, is that they didn't know that these are the records that they're supposed to follow. None of those records have not been followed, and when something happens, then when in this country we found out that people start segmenting people to know the kind of person the person is. Dr. Peter George, in recent time before 2023 elections, he also was. I was in Cape Mount here, and was in one of those public schools. I saw a flyer or placard with Dr. Peter George on that placard and advertising. A surgery program in Grand Cape Mount here. And I also follow it to.
You said averting. You said averting a surgery program. Okay, advertising a surgery program. Okay.
Yeah, there was an advertisement of he coming to also carry on surgery program. I know for the pneumonia and water.
even at the Airman Hospital. So I'm just saying this to say that people don't have been carrying on these activities for a very long time. So it means that there have been a lot of people who have been victimized, but the thing has not come out. Only this one today has brought it out. So you see how long he has operated in the scope of the country. And when I was in Nima,
Yeah, just conclude.
I also knew. Yeah, I'm concluding now. I also knew Peter George of the same thing when someone said that that name changing issue. He wanted to contest for the by-election right after 2017 when Jeremiah won the second term when he was voting for the senatorial term. When that by-election was in Ganta, he ran for that election. That same issue started coming. Later on, we got to know that one of those big politicians spoke with him. I think it was from Jeremiah who spoke to him because he was there with the hospital. Then he dropped that position. That his whole record been seized. So we need to start knowing people very well for who they are when they are getting to those kind of positions and prestigious areas in this country. Thank you very much for the program.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. From Grand Kibon County. You know, I think we'll just do our closing.
Very sad. Very sad.
But Nelson, that is some serious issue in our country, though.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of young people, including, I mean, I'm not even gonna go in depth, but a lot of people die, man, just for like common little tiny surgery that people can just go for and get back on their feet the next day. You know, people go for that thing like, bro, they're gone. A surgery that someone can just do for 45 minutes.
Jesus.
Family nigga be in a surgery room. But you know, the way the whole thing going on now, it's raising more questions. And I think we're gonna have another round of this discussion sometime next week.
Imagine family that go to library and start giving surgery.
They're gonna be political surgery. Trust me.
So
because it must running like that.
To remove the CDC high and put UP high.
I will be the first man to open brain workshop, especially for some of those guys who get on simple thing, they get understanding. We'll open brain workshop.
Let's do our closing.
Can I start?
Francis, let's start with Francis. I want us to just do the Q&A.
Francis, you're about to talk. Nobody will interrupt you. Or people talking whole day interrupting people.
Mama, you are co-host. So, you are co-host. Sometimes you must give us more time for her to talk, and you be in the back. You are co-host. You be man on the show yet, but you don't even know your own position.
So
just so you know, let me add that to my talking point. All right, folks. With our own system.
I want to set the timer, Francis. I want to set the timer.
I don't really care because you're not going to like it anyway. So you set timer. You don't set timer. You can call me up anytime you want. You are the boss. Give me a chance. Let me talk my talk. Yeah,
okay,
man.
So you have 2 minutes. Your timer is set.
You don't know I'm doing well on this show, yeah? Where people sleeping, they can wake up and my brother to him up because of me. Just think about that. So first, in a real time, to be honest, I salute everybody, including our folks that are watching us. I think we're doing better. Thank God. I come from a different backyard intellectually, and my contribution on the show is really elevating the conversation more. It is giving people more appetite to show, even when they want to fall asleep, they can't. They have to come. That's really good for the show. You know what I'm saying? All in all, number one problem in our country is lack of quality, attentive, innovative leadership. On the lack of the occupant of the executive mansion. Occupants, past and current. They got no vision for the country. They don't love the country. They shift blame all the time. They need to lead by example. People who believe in the Bible, including myself, the King James Version will say, seek for the kingdom of God, and all other things shall follow.
And his righteousness.
Okay? So the way we get out of everything, all of our problems, We already talking to God. The Bible also say, walk and not work, but faith without work is a dead faith. While we having this conversation, our old man and our old baby, and they're praying for us. Leaders in Liberia, political leaders, elected and appointed, must do better. They need to change. They gotta do better. And the old man and the papa and the who not doing better, the children will never do better. Whether you like it or not, let it go. You don't have to carry my kind of emotional way of talking because I'm a political man. I gotta talk it with zeal and with stronger momentum. The only people I talk to slow, number one, are my best friend. Number two, that the people that give me money to work for them. Political conversation, I don't talk it easy. I take it personal. Because you know why? When they don't do better, all of us will not do better. When there is no political stability, there is no social stability. Whether you like it or not, in the great United States that has a better foundation, because Donald Trump is head of government and head of the executive and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of United States, is about to let go about 5,000 military personnel because they have been identified as transgender. Is it legal? It is wrong, but he's doing it because he is the president.
Thank you.
Joe Walker got to take our conversation in good faith to do better based on his promises and let go all the kakaleka story. He need to lead by example. Then we will follow him, my people. I want to say thanks to everybody, including you, my colleagues, on the show. You're giving me the opportunity to share my perspective.
Every day. Thank you.
You to everybody. Happy Saturday.
So thank you very much, Brother Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, let's come here again. Every day we come here to give our 5 cents on a dollar, to talk our country, obviously, and to see how best we can maybe our little insight that we have, little advice or little position statement that we made can really touch somebody in government, in power, in place of power, to do something. That's our hope. And Brother Francis, you're absolutely right. Even though you and I seemingly disagree on a lot of stuff, especially your position that have to do with the president, but I also really feel like you really do bring a nuance, to the discussion.
Yeah.
I should definitely applaud you on that. You're absolutely right. There's no stability without a political stability. And if the executive is not really, holding people to account or holding people responsible or accountable for their actions and inactions, then obviously with the kind of, style of government that we have in Liberia, where everything starts from the president, which is sad, that institution decisions, even if the president put you in position, you should be in charge of your department. And if like my sister Amy, where they placed it, that you in that department should be held liable for whatever action and inactions. But if the president failed to act on your actions and inactions, then we should then hold the president accountable. All right? But the first blame should be cast upon you, because you keep with your credentials. You say you are qualified for this, you are vetted, and you are put there. If you not perform, that's on you. But if the president don't hold you accountable for not performing, that's on the president. But we should raise that first, though, instead of just passing the blame on the president. We shouldn't blame the president for employing somebody that's not up to tax. All right? That's my position.
Thank you.
Everything other than that, it's just causing a lot of noise without providing any substantial or solution, right? So yeah, man, another day. Obviously, I'm glad that I'm on this platform with all of you and our viewers that have stuck with us over the years. I want to say thank you guys for always bringing in your ears and listening to some of our shenanigans.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Fumbler. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. It's always good to have people come on and share their opinion, and we respect each other on the show. And sometimes we speak directly to the issue. Most especially when it comes to Liberia, we put aside our parties, put aside every half feelings that we have, and just speak the truth for once. That would not change anything. So the issue that happened about the quote unquote allegation that was levied against the two former ministers um, is something that the police will have to investigate and come up with a result. Since it's still being investigated, I can't speak too much to that. And also, the malpractice, the medical malpractice is something like we know for a fact that it's an old age problem because we don't have system. In America and all of the developed countries, they have joint commission. Look, when they say joint commission coming to the hospital, you don't even know say working that whole hospital in America. Yeah, at the facility I work, that whole area can be upside down because all the managers then can be on top, making sure that nothing over there everything should be because they are doing the periodic auditing to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But because we don't have the arm, we don't have the capacity to have those kind of a committee that was set up and hold people accountable. Imagine people medical record can be on the street in paper, color paper, people eating it. You can't try that thing. HIPAA will come for you. Yeah. You see people medical record on the street and people buying paper, color eating inside.
Wow.
So I mean, these are things that we have not reached to the level yet to try to minimize it and know that it has serious repercussion, and it erodes our environment from going to the place it's supposed to be. But let us just speak in the fact and to things as they happen and let's pray. For me, I know I will always tell people I'm not a pessimist, I'm not an extremist. So I will not always come back and speak negative thing about the government or against my country. I will always look at one little light. If there's one light I will see, I will say, yeah, there's light over there, and let us use that light so it can shine, so other people can, there will be somebody that will lead the way. So
Amen.
we hope that we hope that the government succeed, and people who think that the country will not go anywhere, then go back to the slave master and tell them say that the God that led the children of Egypt, the children of Israel out of Egypt, will lead Liberia out of that bondage.
Out of Israel, we get it.
Yeah.
So the children of Egypt,
The children of Israel, the children of Israel, Nancy, the children of Israel,
your Bible is upside down. Your Bible is
three brothers again. Three brothers.
Family, you tried tonight, but you missed it.
You
tried, but you didn't take it, my piggy.
You see the mental or over, you just like come inside. No,
there was a movement
That's it. Things are falling apart and the center can no longer hold. Jacobo did not hold.
There was a movement that went on.
So yeah,
thank you.
From Egypt to Israel or from Israel to Egypt. So
anyway, they come on one side to the other.
Somebody looking for somewhere.
There was some movement, Nelson. There was some.
That's it.
Whether it's a lateral movement or whatever movement, there was a movement.
There was a movement. Nothing else.
Just picking up on one of your lines, talking about the seriousness of medical audits in this country. I was in Tanzania last year for my vacation, and I just left Rwanda, right? And I was supposed to be in Tanzania for 3 weeks. The same day I got to Tanzania, I got a call from my boss and say, we are being audited by CMS, come back to the country. I'm telling you, I had to get on the next plane the next day to come to the US so we can prepare for CMS in-person audit. The freaking audit was just for 5 days old. I had to miss my 3 weeks vacation for that. That's how serious this thing can be. But I'm done talking politics tonight. It's already Sunday in Liberia. It's Mother's Day. To my dear sister Amy, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
To my mother, she's in her 87 now. Josh keeps saying my mother never passed 87. my Esther, happy Mother's Day. To all of the ladies watching us here, my Ruth Goba, blessings, blessed. So many of you here.
Blessing, not a woman, bro.
Blessing,
We don't know
sorry.
that it's a.
We don't know that. I mean, blessing could be a lady name, but
if she is or whoever.
for all of the ladies watching us,
Right.
listening to us, all of Shelley, talking about Marie, I'm talking about Maggie, all of you, happy Mother Day.
BB,
yeah, to the brothers here, to your wives, to your moms, to your sisters, all of the women's in our children's life, in our lives. Happy Mother's Day to all of you all. May God continue to bless us all. It was a great show, guys. Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, President, for bringing it up.
Jog, I'm still the same song. Jog,
Sandy, thank you for extending that beautiful treat to our mothers, our sisters. I join you to do that. However, here's what I want to say. You see, that's the problem with Liberia. We got a gentleman here called on a national radio saying I used to get 5,000 United States dollars from the Liberian government.
And from NSA.
Oh, God.
The metro in the buzz, he like it or not.
The buzz ain't got proof, George.
And he said he got proof. And guess what? You guys are laughing about this. You are laughing about this, but it's quite serious. Somebody just go on national radio, national television, and say he knows me because he got evidence that I used to get 5,000, and he get proof. He called his number, he called his name, everything.
Look, I got information here. The guy have already started sending me documents.
Protect that man, Nelson. Protect him.
They don't hack my phone, y'all. Don't see anything there. Let me tell you now.
Go ahead. Nelson. For evidence.
That brother needs to be protected tonight.
Yes.
Nelson. And you see, and guys, it's funny, right? We are laughing, but that's what will happen. You know that somebody can target me because of this, because of what the guy just did, put him alive at risk for no reason other than because he backed Boakai. And now I have to lower my shoulder because somebody think that because their mother or father, people are poor in Liberia, and I say now you're eating the money free, I become a target. And this guy sits in the comfort of his little house and call on national television and say he knows me, that I was taking this money from
NSA. All the press conference, were you taking money or not?
Good question.
Nelson, that's the thing. And Nelson, none of the guys here I've met before, but I met you.
Did you receive money, George? Did you receive money?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? You can't.
Why are you making him laugh hard for yourself?
I would prefer
you are
to give money to Liberia.
You know.
I would prefer to give money to
Liberia. Man, I'm going to question over. George,
did
you work in government before?
I've never worked in Liberian government, but working in the Australian government before.
Okay. You getting Brian envelope, and I'm not getting some. We gotta say something about that.
Can I go ahead, guys?
Yeah, let
George. So the thing is that I've never worked for the Liberian government. None of my immediate family members ever worked for the Liberian government. I've never getting a penny from the Liberian government before. But there is a guy here, and now say if you call that guy, if you set him down and say what the evidence, he will not get anything to say. Because I know it's a clear lie, right? But you see, that's the complexity of our society in Liberia. That somebody would just, for no obvious reason, only because of politics, he will come on a national radio and accuse somebody falsely. That would take you back now to see that some of the allegations that are being thrown around about people who are in political space, can it not trigger our mind to think for a bit, to say, let's step back for a bit and think. But you know what? That guy, I'm not going to question him. I know he's doing it for a reason because somebody gave him, 5 out, 10 out the point in the phone to call on radio station to be talking, so he can do that. I forgive him. I'm not going to, I'm not going to think about him. But here's the thing. That's
why make Jedi on the whole thing sense today?
We as Liberians, we have to get serious. Nelson, it brings tears to my eyes when I see other nationals, the way they take the truth, the way they move about their lives compared to what we do. I see all my friends are laughing about it. That their colleague on the show is being accused this way.
But
and
we were
instead of
there.
saying,
What more do?
Amy, can you just give me a chance? Let me talk, please.
So you really want us to
We
cry?
want to fight us over there.
No,
We
no, no,
the
no,
baby.
no,
We
no,
don't want
no,
to
Mommy,
guys,
we're not
no,
Bolivia.
no,
We're
no,
not
no,
doing,
no,
so
no,
we're not crying.
guys, you know, yeah, stop the drama. The lies
Because you
can
get what?
hurt.
They are,
The lies can hurt.
especially Amy, she
The lies
being
can hurt.
hostile. She being hostile because she wants it to be believed. So she
The
putting a
lies,
spin on
the
it so that
lies
it can be
can hurt.
believed. That's the whole thing. But
you know,
in Nelson, it's sad. That's the thing. It's sad. But let me just close, Nelson.
don't
I
be
want to thank you
emotional,
all for
George.
the show.
George, don't
Yeah.
be emotional. Don't cry, George.
No,
Don't
I'm
cry, George.
not,
You
Nelson.
won't be all crying here.
Nelson, if you do a survey in Liberia, I'm sure a lot of people say, "Oh, George helped me. George did this for me." Some of them I don't even know. But the thing is that for somebody to come out and say such thing about me, it takes me aback, But what it doesn't do to me is that to take my, my humanity away. I know that I will still help people, and I will still want to be involved in politics because I know without politics, without taking any or stand in Liberia, things will never get better. We, as the future leaders of Liberia, we must stand up. Regardless of why they want to put us down to do anything to us, we must stand up to get a better Liberia
Why
in
you
the
want
future.
this and
And I can see my man Pangana Oil, he laughing.
But when
My
you're
man Pangana Oil laughing. We get to the man later, Pangana Oil and rub there. So the thing is,
You clandestinely receive money during the campaign. We already know that. They say the man not wrong. You to print campaign t-shirt, we know.
you get to do that too. You get evidence
guys,
too. Hey, you get evidence.
Let's we really have to.
Good night, guys.
You're not saying that last somebody to be doing 10 minute closing and you can't or you be rushing. Go ahead.
No, but Mama, you have to. Guys,
I know my sister. I mean,
really need to shut
happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful wife, my mother, my family, and all our female on the show. Happy Mother's Day, and all our female who are listening to us and watching on YouTube, Facebook, and happy Mother's Day to you guys, man. Your deserve it, and stuff. But let me go. Let me go to what I want to say tonight. Actually, I will just emphasize on make some comparison on other African countries compared to my country. We give somebody power who we think can change things for our people. When we look at the last 12 years plus the 6 years, we were not doing anything good. And based on the resources we're having for the past 6 years, apart from joy we have regained, there was nothing much happening. And we understand people will say we came from war, all those stuff and things, but again, we'll keep that conversation for another day. But let me say this. This government, it's not bread and butter, it's not roses, like we all will come here and say. But it's not everything we will put the president to. It's not everything we say the president is because it happened. People say, oh, every now, Joe. If we appoint people, no problem, Nelson. If we appoint people and if they are probably, they're performing, we can hold the president. If the president, like my sister said, if that president being investigated or probably being fired or under investigation, if the president not take no action, and then we blame the president. But for somebody to come here and say the president, we blame the president because this guy went and do a fake credential concerning medical stuff and other stuff, and then end of the day we push on the president. I think it is wrong. We should stop that, and we should stop lying on people. The judge, you just said it here. For me, I don't believe it. But end of the day, the way it went in the air, people believe it. Like your minister said, he said a lot of things. Like today, like Nelson, we not went to that topic when Avin Wisdom went and said a lot of things about the vice president. So when we talking about people running behind people saying things that is not, they get no evidence on, then the entire country, everybody will go in Zialetule because they will go to court and they got to prove what they're saying. But what people do, they'll say, that which one? All I think after we say the content, I mean, say the content, when the government try to, when the vice president is there, they will
No,
say that political wisdom.
but there's a Yeke Sekui, the son
No,
of
I
the vice
agree.
president,
You
have
will
said
say you
he's
want to say
filing a
about.
lawsuit. We're gonna discuss that
I know, but I just
maybe
saying
some
something
other
we still
time.
talking about it, seeing character
Yeah,
assassination. People that go
yeah.
and say things on people need without evidence. They just say it
Thank you.
because they're in the political system. Thank you, Nelson.
Emmy, you want to take your 1 minute and just wrap up?
Yeah, let me take my 1 minute. So, guys, thank you for the Mother's Day wishes. And oh, I see my beloved and Della Frank. In the comment section. I miss you. So, let's get to the real issue here, right? This whole fake degree thing about medical or something, I think I can, why it's not good, I can give a pass to another department in the medical, place, right? Because this is human life that we are talking about. And this like somebody said, this is not the only person. Maybe he's the only one who has been caught. But there is a lot of them over there that are doing this. And this is a serious problem for our people. And we need to really, the people in the authorities really need to start to pay attention, serious attention to this. If you will go ahead and be looking up degrees and be finding out practice it and something, I think the medical field should be really scrutinized for stuff like this, because this is no coming back when somebody made mistakes on you. You going. There's no spare part there for you to hold on to, and a lot of people has been victim to this, and we are happy that it's coming up and we're talking about it. But the people, people in authority needs to be really vigilant and do something seriously, do something about it. We don't have the right equipment, we don't have medication now, we have to be dealing with, we don't have the real doctors. No, it's too much. I think we something has to get done. And the caller said that, oh, why people are crying? That when they're saying work, I did everything, we should accept it, because people were saying yesterday that, oh, we did everything. And I always say to people when someone else try to contradict, point out contradiction or hypocrisy, and then, oh, well, you are doing it too. And I always tell them, bring out a recording or a tape that you saw me on social media. You saw me blaming everything on we are, or saying this and that about we are, because you don't know me. You only saw me here doing campaign time. You never saw me say anything about we are doing the 6 year of President we are or region or whatever. For you to come here and say that everybody, whoever said that whatever was going on in the country, President we are doing it, then they themselves don't understand the way you don't understand now. Oh, so and when you know better, for you to come and say, "Oh, because you did it, so I'm gonna do it too," it doesn't make it right. And I don't know why people come here and say, "Oh man, we did it, so why can't somebody do it?" Oh, we all say we did it, so somebody need to do it too. No, it's wrong, and we need to stop that and educate our people. If people did it yesterday, maybe they don't know any better. Educate them, like we are doing now. Then when we know, we will tell them. This is how it works. This is how people are supposed to be held accountable, not the other way around. The president can be held accountable. Yes, he got his on the party that he plays, but not somebody because he appoints somebody. So when a president going to jail, he should follow them. No, that's not how it works. So we need to educate our people and be real and put the political hat aside, UP hat, CDC hat, ANC hat, this hat. We need to pull all that aside and come here and speak for Liberia. And when things like that, especially when we're talking about healthcare and medical issues, that's something we really need to zero in and so many people to encourage people that know this stuff. Like the guy called, he said where did he call from that happened to his sister from ERW. ERW Hospital. I was born in ERW Hospital. That my mom, that was her biggest thing before we came to the States. So that's a special place talking about ERW Hospital like that, but it's not the same. Over the years, things have changed, and we really need to talk about this, because if we talk about JFK being this way, we shouldn't be talking about private hospital doing the same thing as well. Then what kind of hope are you leaving with our people in the country?
Thank you.
We should, something needs to be done, and I think we should come here and take politics out of these things and talk about it. When it comes to the politics side, we also talk about it on that. Thank you, Nelson.
Well, thanks a lot, Emmy. two quick one. Let's do a special birthday greeting to baby Zwana. He's celebrating his
That
birthday
boy is
today.
French.
His dad, William Colley, happens to be an ardent follower of the show. He wants us to do a special birthday greeting to baby Zwana. Happy birthday to you, boy, as you
Happy
celebrate
birthday, Zola.
How
You
old is
look
he,
fresh to
Nelson?
death.
birthday today.
Is it
It
4,
should be
3?
yeah, 3 or so. William, I hope William can call to
Happy
say
birthday, buddy.
how old
Hope you
his
fly,
boy
fly,
is
baby.
today.
Super duper fly. Yep.
But the guy is celebrating his birthday today. You see, when you see the
That's
man
spinning
smoke,
right there.
The born what to eat a show.
I
The
told
ball out
you.
of skin, man. That position right there, man. That's
Man, he is
right
show,
there. That
man.
pose right there.
nobody
It's
do the man
everything.
show for him.
So
But
many, so many I
yeah,
know. Oh, man.
That
That
pose
pose
is,
there are looking for woman
That
pose down there. Oh.
that pose is giving
Yeah,
I want to
everything.
say happy birthday.
Yes,
Throw your
that
glasses
George,
on your face.
that George propose where impose self when you ear into take picture.
That
So
pose.
yes,
Look at
happy
Give me.
birthday, boy. We wish you all the best. And
my
the
brother
final
on my
one
back
is
today.
the final one is for our guy.
That pose is giving sophistication.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Zwana. And to our guy, Fambole. He's
Oh,
celebrating his baby
Oh,
girl's birthday today.
What's
baby
up,
girl.
Fabo?
no feed there.
So
Oh,
Fambole, naturally Fambole is a tough man, very tough
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Get a punk on
That's it out.
You know, but family, family is a proud dad. You know, his baby girl turns what, 9 or 8.
Oh
9
my
years
God.
old.
Congratulations, baby girl.
I'm a
Baby girl
girl's dad
turns
too,
9
bro.
today.
I'm a girl's dad. You know that
And
sentiment is different, bro.
we're saying
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday,
baby
girl.
girl.
But family, you want to do the treat, to do it the way you want to do it.
Nelson, I forgot today my daughter's birthday.
Ooh, I love that.
Oh, look at problem.
Look how far I forget about it.
I mean, no,
love
go send the
that
picture.
outfit.
Honestly, I forgot the birthday. I mean to send you pictures.
Oh my
Okay.
God. All right.
Yeah, but-
For and on behalf of the family, I want to use this medium to say happy birthday, Masifa.
Hey, man.
Masifa Jima family. You know, I had to name you Jima after my grandma because she was someone that really wanted me to be a doctor, and I owe all of my pursuit in medicine to her and to make sure I stay in the medical field, because she was always complaining about pain. Her arthritis was giving her a hard time, and she always wanted, my pain, yeah, when were you feeling with the medical school so you can and take the pain away from me? So she was so lost, so I had to name my daughter after her. So Masifa, you're gonna live long enough. We can't wait. Your mom and I, we are working hard as possible to get you over so you can live that life and fulfill everything that God has purpose for you. I wish you all the best, and
Amen.
The man I saw being a get picture. The man I saw being a get picture.
That
man
was
I saw
brilliant.
being a get picture.
Baby girl.
The man
man I
is
saw
just
being a picture.
naturally, he just
my man, Nelson, I don't know why Nelson go and edit my picture and he made my leg skinny. I don't know what Nelson put in
And that's the other picture.
the man is just naturally.
The leg get closer bigger than the man foot.
and make my leg look skinny.
The man is just naturally a type. You know the type minute where when they tell you say the man in your 30 say you say that lie, that budget 19. That formula name.
Every year the men are 19. Every year.
Sending it at a minute where when they tell you say the man is 36, you say that lie, man. I mean, I'm 50 years old.
I'm in a hard time.
It's good that Cindy and family are sitting next to each other. The brothers are the
That's
opposite
not
of
seeing your
each other.
picture.
A hard
That you
time.
looking for.
I used to eat.
Mama said, "Daughter picture now."
I used
Mama,
to
you
eat.
see my
I
Pumba.
see another picture. I
I
see
use
your
the phone.
picture too.
The man I get laughter with
Get
you.
off the phone and
No,
send
no,
it
my
in your
laptop.
picture, man.
You know, but honestly, since today,
Yeah, I'm using the phone. Now I gotta go off. So
Family, that may bring you there because when la bro I took picture, someone edited that picture, Nessie someone edited the picture.
I'm telling you, my man, Nessie get bad habit.
No, it's not coming true.
The man I edit a picture, you sure?
Nessie went and edited my picture using AI.
I know you and Josh, who talk about that friend.
I told her then,
Yo,
Josh,
me, I told her not to give me. I told her not me. I told
you
her
not
not
see the picture. You not see picture. Yeah, Josh, you won't come. That's sure, man.
I told her not me.
But see, John,
Look at George
wait.
Yeah.
And George emphatically said that he didn't get paid $5,000 from no one of us. He said he didn't work for government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
George, but I don't know, man. There was a guy in America called George Santos.
They represented a liar, representative.
Yeah, man.
For him.
I wish I did. I wish I you know, I was gonna be paid for not doing nothing because I did nothing. I don't know why they will be paying me when I'm doing anything.
I don't like it, guys. Let me say something. 1 second.
Me, I don't like nursing because you supposed to tell nursing get information on how George received money for the campaign T-shirt in Australia. It was government money, and just sitting here saying he received money from government.
You get evidence.
The information I get is that George Name was supporting the cause. You know,
we spend our own money.
No, come here, I'm not finishing it. With the expectation that they would have won this election and reap the benefit. But like you put a susu time for you to eat, and then susu scatter.
The susu man run away. The susu man did a kidnap her.
But listen, guys. So George was blaming us for not standing up for him because somebody was saying.
No, it's okay.
That's
it's
not
okay,
what.
man.
Let me finish now. That doesn't, you know, if somebody came here and started insulting
you, we
will understand, right? We all get. So when somebody came here and started insulting you, and we start here and started saying that's different. Then somebody saying, "I know George, I got George did this, George did that." I cannot defend that because I wasn't there. I don't know if this person is lying or not. So for you to say my fellow panelists I here, they never did something. Even if somebody came and say, "Amy did this to me," even it may not be true, but you don't know that for a fact. Why? Because you just got to know me on this show. Is that fair?
No, Amy, look, it's not a problem. But one of the things that got to me was that
family were laughing about it.
You know,
we
have to sweep corruption for Liberia. This government must go. This government must go. This government must go. The broom is here forever because a better Liberia is only possible with the broom. I thank you.
They may run away from the broom and went to Guaga.
So guys, we have to go. I want to say thanks.
The man saw his shadow.
I saw you talking about the broom. I took my broom because my broom is handy.
I want to say thanks to everyone. It's been a great show.
Broom is handy, Nancy. It's right here.
But Mama, again, happy birthday to your daughter. Today is her birthday. We wish her
happy birthday, Mama.
Tomorrow, let's say Monday, hopefully we can share a photo and do a belated birthday treat to her. But thanks again for being here. And thanks to our audience. Thanks to everyone. It's been a great